Welcome everyone to the stream. What's up everybody? Welcome to the stream. I'm Braithor. A little overly epic there, but it's all good because that's what we are. We're epic. We like epic things. We do epic things. Like talking about computers for 4 hours. Epic. How are y'all doing? I hope you're ready for the stream tonight. We're going to be playing a game. We're going to be playing a game of chicken with my computer to see whether I can barrel through this stream and actually complete it without my PC freezing, or if it's gonna do the same thing it's done for the last 2 streams. Sunday and Thursday, my PC froze completely. However, I have updated my BIOS. There were new BIOS released by ASUS, and I have the ASUS ROG Maximus Hero boards, Z790, or should I say it's the ASUS ROG Maximus Decimus Meridius, Commander of the Armies of the North, General of the Felix Legions, and loyal servant to the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. Z790 Hero. I think that's how that goes. I watched that movie way too much back in the day. But yeah, we'll see if it does it. I got the new BIOS. It's doing its thing. I was editing tomorrow's video, which was supposed to be yesterday's video. I was editing. It was acting up too much. It was like it would like kind of start. Everything would run really slowly, so I would reboot. It was like, you know what? I need a new BIOS. If you guys are wondering why I keep steering any high-end systems away from Intel, I mean, I've been dealing with this it went away for a little bit and then it started doing it again. I've been dealing with this for so long. I'm not having anyone else go through that. This system is my livelihood, and it's just been giving me all kinds of crap when it comes to exporting videos, now streaming, all kinds of stuff. Hopefully it's not the 14900K physically degrading like over time. If that happens, it could be happening. That's one of the things people are speculating. But we'll see. Let's say hi to everybody. What's going on? Deathly Nightshade, welcome. Dark Dreams 01, welcome in. Well, the room looks different. Time for a platform change. Very likely. Very likely. The thing is, if I try to do something like switching to 9000 series when that comes out, there could be other issues because it's new tech, you know? I would like to have gotten my hands on it for a little bit during the AMD Tech Day with all the tech content creators, but I surely wasn't invited to that. Thank you, AMD. I could have driven over there in a couple hours. Way to go, guys. Appreciate that. Looking over at YouTube. What's up, Steve? Anthony Brand, welcome. Sailor X, welcome in. Michael Perden, how are you? Sailor X with a very important message over there on YouTube for everyone to like the stream. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. And reminding everyone who's looking for a PC help tonight, to fill out the form, which if you're looking, basically, if you want to be up for PC matchmaking, which is what we do, and only we do it here, this is the only place you can find this, all right? There's a form you fill out in Twitch chat. If it hasn't popped up automatically, you can type !form and click that link, fill it out. It asks all the important questions, other than a few little extra questions that we have generally while we're doing this. You fill that out, you get on the list, and I help people out in the order that they submitted their forms. So go ahead and do that in YouTube chat. You can just go to the description, click the first thing that's there, the first link there. It takes you right to the form. And there that is. Okay, cool. Take that, this. I hadn't opened these up yet. I just had a blank Google page open. I usually have all my forms open, all my stuff open already, and I just haven't done it yet. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's see. Keep continuing this. What's up, Dave Odell? Welcome. How are you? Michael Superpacker. How's it going, buddy? Welcome in. Glad to see you. Absolutely. Let's go, nerds. You got it, Mike. We're going. What's up, Alice? How are you? Can I link you the pre-build I ordered from CyberPower? Tell me what you think. I don't know what it is, but we've been getting more and more of those lately where someone, instead of coming in to get advice before spending hundreds or thousands of dollars on their PC, they'll just pull the trigger on a PC and just buy it and then say, hey, did I mess up or not? You should come here first so I can help you choose what to buy. Like, I wouldn't have recommended CyberPower at all to begin with. Their customer service has not been doing very well in the last year and a half or so. And it's all very well documented too. Because it's not just about the value that you get in the purchase, like parts for the price and this and that, build quality. It's not just about that. It's about the experience after the purchase for the years you're going to be using this thing, kind of support that you get, all that kind of stuff. And it just seems like CyberPower is not up to snuff. They're not up to the standards that everyone else is. And if you compare them to the other Power, iBuyPower, in the Linus Tech Tips Secret Shopper series, the most recent one, where they did the tech support episode. Compare CyberPower PC and iBuyPower. It's nuts. For one thing, iBuyPower was the best in that episode. They trumped everybody in that one. But CyberPower is one of the worst. Priorities. That's just how the priorities be, I guess. Might be one of the reasons that they don't reach out and talk to me. Okay, it sounds like blah blah is also over in Twitch saying, "Can I link the pre-build I ordered from CyberPower?" Like I can look at it, but I'm gonna say you shouldn't have bought from CyberPower. If you want that kind of pricing from a high volume seller like that, where you can get this, you buy from iBuyPower or SkyTech. That's what I would have said. Now, if you can cancel it and fill out the form, then I can help you out. Even if you got a great deal, it wouldn't be something I recommended because of the source. Yep, there it is. Pros Architect got it. How are you? He said, "Oh, do we build PCs here?" I mean, sometimes we do, and there are 2 PC build streams coming up. But those aren't my most helpful streams. I just do those for fun. And what's going to happen is, if everything comes in when it's supposed to, the week leading up to the launch, so the last week of this month, let me look at the dates here. Basically on the 30th, I'm probably going to be doing a build stream. And then the 31st is a Wednesday. We're going to be doing our unboxing and testing stream of a Ryzen 9000 series system. That's not a normal date for me to stream, but I'm going to be doing that. And maybe on Thursday, the 25th, I'll also do another build stream. I have 2 PCs to build, basically. I might leave. One is an older gen Threadripper system that should be my main streaming system. The whole point of that is to see if you can get something, because of the Threadripper CPU I'm using, you can buy a used one on eBay for $99 or so, $99 to $199 or so, depending. It's variable. It's used stuff. And then the motherboards are also pretty low price. And then you get insane connectivity for things like capture cards, things like that. So if I can pull that off and it works really well, that could be a game changer for people looking for a very, very potent streaming system or network storage system on a budget. The other one is, believe it or not, a Corsair build kit. And I'm not sure when PC World got this kit. It could be an older one for them. Who cares? We're going to do it anyway. We're going to experience that whole thing. And I'm looking forward to that. But yes, it was mentioned that the room looks different. I have been working on this room nonstop for the last 5 days. And it still looks like a mess on that desk back there. But the biggest change is that Ari, my girlfriend, had her setup back there. And we're now setting that up in. We have a pretty big master bedroom. I set that up in there, and I'm gonna have my own gaming set up in there as well, so that when we're gaming together, we can just game in there. But this way, she doesn't really want to be on camera. Why would she? She doesn't do this kind of stuff. She's not really. She doesn't really want to be. But when she wants to game on her PC and I'm streaming, she has to be back there on. Everyone's like watching her play Sunhaven or Stardew Valley or whatever. And this way, she has that where she can game on her PC while I'm streaming without worrying about that. And I'll be able to game with her too. And it's going to be a separation between work and leisure for me, because I've been gaming on this on my work PC whenever I game. I'd rather have it be separate. Electrothermal on Twitch said, customer service would be a primary reason I buy or do not buy a PC. That's the thing. Anybody can build a PC. Okay? Any company can build a PC. That's the easy part. Here's a PC, give me your money. How do they handle problems? And how do they support you after the fact? That's what you're really buying when you're choosing between system integrators. There's also different elements to it, like boutique builders will use higher end components. They'll put more time. You'll have one person building it from start to finish. It's not an assembly line kind of thing with different people working on different things. But yeah. Yo, Kid Cool 1827, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thinking of a custom build on CLX. Okay, if you're looking for help like that, I do appreciate the super chat. Thank you for supporting what I do. But there is a process to get help. All you need to do is look at the description. It's the very first thing it says there. And I feel bad because you could have saved yourself $5. That's all you need to do is just fill out that form, and then you're good to go. And the sooner you do, now don't rush through it, because if you read the paragraph at the beginning of that form, if you read the description thing there, that you're agreeing to, basically, one part of it in bold is that if you ignore any of the instructions on any of the questions, you agree to be roasted on stream in a good-natured fashion, but it is still a roast. But still, I do go through these in the order that they were submitted. So don't rush through them, but don't dilly-dally either if you're looking to get help during this stream. And we're gonna do a roll call here in a bit to see who is actually here and ready for help. You might be surprised at the number of people who come in, spend their time filling out the form, and then like never return if they don't immediately get help. Like, dude, it's free help. It's free help from a professional. Is that not worth coming back if you don't get help immediately? No. Everybody who comes here, other than the cool ones who just come to hang out, all of y'all are cool. Even if you're just coming for help, you're cool, by the way. Everyone's looking for help. If you're just getting into PCs, it can be very confusing, and that's what I'm aiming to help with. Toflax says, hi. Hello. Do you have to resubmit the form if you did one last stream? No. If you did it last stream, it's still there. Ken Oliver, welcome. When are we reading the forms? I don't just start streaming like, okay, I'm getting to work right now. No. I like to hang out with you guys a little bit in the beginning, say hi to everybody, talk a little bit. You should try First Descendant. It's a fun game. Okay. They haven't gotten their PC started yet. If not, could I go next? It's in order of whoever submitted it first. I think I didn't I call for you last time and you weren't? I think you had left. Maybe it was somebody anyway. Where's your name? Ken Oliver. I don't see you in here. Whenever you're gonna fill out the form, guys, look in chat at what your name is there when you type things. That's what you put in for your YouTube or Twitch handle, okay? If you don't match that up, you have to either change your name in chat or resubmit your form, because I want to verify, yes, this is your form. You're not taking somebody else's turn just because maybe they didn't show up. But I'm not showing it on screen right now anyway. But here, let's do that. Let's do that. So here we are. Let's zoom in just a little bit. So you can see there's 3 people who have submitted it today. Understood. No $5 wasted. Happy to support what you're doing. Thank you, Kid Cool. Username checks out. Appreciate you. Some people have been waiting their turn. Indeed. And I never went for the, oh, you can buy your way into coming, being helped out earlier. That's never sat right with me. I feel like I'm wasting some real estate here. I could be doing this better. Hold on a second. Only a little bit better. Not much. No, whatever. That works. Okay. I know I missed a lot of chats. I'm sorry, guys. Rarucci says, Happy Taco Tuesday. Right back at you. I could go for some tacos right now, that's for sure. Broke my glass side panel and opened a ticket to ask if I could buy a new one, and they just sent me one for free. iBuyPower customer service is awesome. You're following up with that. Yeah, they're great. And here's the thing, guys. If you're not sure and you want to see what other actual buyers in the community have to say about a specific SI, go to the Discord. Join our Discord community. It is designed to help you learn more about buying pre-built PCs, learn more about PCs in general, and join a community of people who are getting into PCs just like you are. You guys can use it to game with friends there, things like that, all that stuff. Nobody really does. That's okay. We'll get there at some point, I guess. I don't know. But the main thing is being able to ask our vetted techies, the techies that are there are volunteers who volunteer to give free help. They give their own time, and they'll answer questions in the tech questions forum. You can discuss things that you see in tech news, things like that with other people. It's awesome. But one of the most important things, one of the most important facets of our Discord has become the SI testimonials group of channels, where people who are actual real buyers are giving first-person reporting on their experiences buying from different SIs. Read through the iBuyPower one, read through the Alexander PCs one, read through the CyberPower PC one. All of that. And you're not getting some reviewer telling you how it is. You're getting real buyers telling you what the experience is like. People who are like not gonna, basically it's, if you like the whole idea of secret shopping, I don't think it's good for reviews. But instead, you guys are an army of secret shoppers that will inform each other based on your experiences. It's amazing. And I want you guys to help out with that and take advantage of that when you're trying to figure out what you want. Destin actually is just here to hang out. I'm cool with that too. Important spreadsheets. You can't post links in chat. Too many spammers come in and try to post some link, and I don't want that to be a thing. Why didn't you tell me Yu Yu Hakusho was an isekai anime? It's not. It's not really. I mean, he's still in the same world. And, I mean, it's not like a fantasy world or video game or anything. Where's the DBZ collab Nappa build, AMD? That would be great, Rutu. That's a good point. Over 9,000. Form is super easy to fill. Thank you, Pros Architect. Yo! Why am I not getting sound from that? Oh, it's just quiet. It's just very quiet. In my ears, anyway. Thank you, Igor1980, coming in gifting 2 Tier 1 subs to the community like you do. Thanks, buddy. It's a Tier 1 sub for Mr. Two-Face Guy and Mama Plague 257. How you doing? And you subscribe to Tier 3. Good Lord. Thank you, my friend. That's a strong entry right there. That's one way to come in there and say hi. Happy to see you, bud. What's going on, Meridan? How are you? Thank you for dropping that Discord link. Appreciate you. Quite possibly, but I wasn't there. I have bad luck You're going to need to tell me what name you submitted this under. If I think maybe we had a chat about that, but you might not have submitted it under the name that's on that's in chat. So I need to know if you used your Twitch handle, and if so, why aren't you hanging out in Twitch instead? And I don't know, whatever. Either way. Anthony Brand is on the list. Okay, you're already. I hadn't asked for that yet, but that is going to be a thing. Wonder what happened with this one. I guess I ran out of time. Okay. Let's go ahead and do roll call. So here's how we do it. You might have seen what in YouTube chat. You already saw what Anthony Brand did. That's what I need you to do. You type @Breathorn. It's spelled like this right here. Okay. Let's go back over here. It's spelled like this right here. And you type @Breathorn, and then you type "I'm on the list." If you're here and you're actually waiting for help, please do that now and don't misspell my name. The chat function will actually help you spell it once you start typing my name after the @ symbol. Just use that, and that way it highlights your chat for when I'm going through to look at who's here. Okay. I'm good. Playing The Crust. What is The Crust? Never heard of it. Need good vibes. Had a bad day. Deathly Nightshade. I've been there. I understand that. I'm hoping the vibes are suitable for helping out with that here. Sorry to hear you had a bad day. Let's make it better. What's up, Crash? Welcome to the stream. How are you? Braithorn, could you scroll to late June, early July? Here, let's do this. Ken. I'll try Oliver. There you go. All right, yeah, we got you. Okay, sorry, I wasn't showing that. Yeah, you submitted your form on the 2nd of the month. So you're going to be first, pretty much. Now, you guys do understand, of course. Listen up, okay? Especially if you've already waited this long. You guys are aware that we are, let's see here. We are now 2 weeks and 1 day. Okay, we're 15 days away from the launch of Ryzen 9000 series. Y'all know that, right? Like that is an awfully close time to be buying a Ryzen, any AMD stuff. And due to the way things are going with high-end Intel, as I'm experiencing myself on the daily, I'm not recommending high-end Intel right now. And you're looking to upgrade your CPU over time. So just keep that in mind, especially if you're going to be getting it. I mean, not especially, but also you're going to be getting it from Built For You by the Marietta, Georgia Micro Center. They're very, very likely to have stock. In fact, the reports are currently that stock is going to be very good on Ryzen 9000 series. Whippy Sam at Braithorn, I'm here. How's it going? I'm here too, and it's going well. How are you? Come on, my first 3D printer comes. Oh, that's fun stuff. I haven't used the 3D printer that I got for a long time, but I got a God, it's been so long since I've even talked about it. I got the Ender 3 Pro from Micro Center for 99 bucks. That's my only 3D printer, and it's been sitting in the garage for the whole time. I basically probably need new filament if I'm going to run that thing. But I got kind of into it for like about a month, and I realized I don't have the free time to get good at this. Okay, so Ken Oliver is very likely to be first here. Oh yeah, no, Ken, you're good. I didn't say you were trolling. You're not trolling. I think Skytech's about to release new PCs with the new CPUs. I've noticed some models missing as of late. Well, this also could be that they did a clearance thing, and they were clearing out some old models. But yeah, part of it is because they're moving. They're probably still in the midst of that to the new warehouse area. Hopefully, they've got that done by TwitchCon, because part of my plan for TwitchCon is to go there and tour the place. And I had already discussed that with them. But that takes a lot, and that means that they were clearing out inventory, which they would then basically repopulate that inventory or re-up that inventory once they have everything established. But also new stuff coming out. They would be getting old units out and calling that a day. What's up, Rome to you, Dome? How's it going? Drop it in, say hi, and leave a like on the stream. And join the PC you put together for me. I'm happy to hear it, Rome. That's awesome. If drop that thing, share that experience too. If you're happy with the system, you want to share what it was like, where you got it from, like some pictures of it, the cable management, build quality, just things like that. Feel free to leave a testimonial under the right channel for SI testimonials, whoever you bought it from. So if it was iBuyPower, from iBuyPower, in their channel, whatever, or just post your setup in the rigs channel. Either way. Okay, so got Ken, Michael Perrodin as well. Okay, go ahead and mark that. And who else? Let's see. Anthony Brand right here. There we go. Let's see. Who else? Juan Soto and Tofla. Okay, Juan, I will say this. You just submitted your form. So, I mean, if not many more people submit today or show up today, it's likely that you'll get help tonight. But if a lot of people come in over time and say, hey, by the way, I'm on the list. Can I get some help? Whiffy Sam, you said, I'm here. How's it going? Not I'm on the list, but you still did type my name. It did highlight it. So there you go. If a lot of people come in, then it could be that whoever submits later might not get help that first stream when they first submitted it. If that happens, don't worry. We're streaming again on Thursday. But yeah, I'm going to be annoying with you guys with how much I talk about this thing, about waiting a couple of weeks just in case it's going to be right for you to get Ryzen 9000 series. Here's the thing. I can't tell you whether that matters to you or not. That's not up to me. It's up to you. If you know that you're not the kind of person that would like buy something and be really annoyed or sad if something better came out 2 weeks later, if you don't care about that, then you don't care about that. If you're really just like, I just want something now. I don't care. I want something that works well. Blah, blah, blah. There you go. You tell me that. I don't tell you how you be. You be you. And you tell me. SkyTech Eclipse has super good cable management. Yeah, it's very good. Pros Architect is here as well. Awesome. Now, for some of these, like for the Micro Center one, right? So, yeah, I was talking about that with Ken, right? So, Ken, we can do your build at Micro Center, and all you do is now there's caveats to this, whether it's going to be a good idea or not. All you got to do is change out the processor for the new 9000 series one when you get your build. Because looking at this, looking at your list of things here, I don't know why I always do this. I just got to click on it and it shows up here. Look at this, gaming. Oh, here you go. My bad. Oops, there we go. Gaming, content creation / video editing, graphic design, 3D design. That's a 9950X with a budget of 4,000 or more. That's a 9950X. Okay. And AMD, they're talking about big IPC games. Okay. That's arguably more important than frequency games. All right. And they're talking about it being a lot higher and making some big leaps in performance. So all we do is we put the build together, you hold on to that, and then you just take it to them once those are coming out and you buy it with the 9000 series, because the motherboard's going to stay the same. There are no X870 or X870E motherboards coming out until like September. Now, I will say this, because I was talking about this, and the video for tomorrow is basically me saying, hey, I don't recommend a whole lot of stuff until the new CPUs come out, but the 7800X3D is still going to be very competitive, if not still the best gaming CPU in the market, whether AMD likes that or not. because there's not going to be any X3D CPUs. So I go over a bunch of systems that are 7800 X3Ds from like 5 or 6 different SIs. I was watching hardware news over at Gamers Nexus, and he was talking about how they might come out with the new motherboards in September. I don't think so. Like that doesn't, the timing doesn't make much sense to me, considering the past of how AMD has launched stuff before. But as they get more and more, as the 3D V-cache technology evolves more and more, and get it becomes more sophisticated, and they're more used to making it. Yeah, they could be releasing it sooner, and we might even see them launching alongside the main product stack in future, I guess, 11,000 series CPUs, whenever that is, 2-3 years from now. Another very interesting note, ever since the 5800 X3D, the X3D processors have not allowed for overclocking, and there's a very good reason for that. It's called the thermodynamics, okay? The laws of thermodynamics, all right? When you have a CPU, you have that metal part on top. That's the IHS. It is the integrated heat spreader. And you want the hot parts to be touching that directly, so that it, or at least with the interface material that they have there, so that the heat dissipates faster. Well, take those CCDs, your actual really heat-producing things, and then stack your V-cache, your cache on top of that, and you have something keeping the actual chip dies from touching the IHS. So they had to limit it thermally, and that means no overclocking. Well, apparently it is rumored that 9000 series X3D chips will be overclockable. That makes me nervous. I don't know about that. They work great without overclocking. The whole point is that, yeah, they're not the highest frequencies, but the cache is where all the performance is for gaming. I guess we'll find out. But anyways, so if you're just looking for a gaming system, though, you're going to be pretty well out. No matter what, you're still going to be pretty good if you get a 7800 X3D CPU. Like, unquestionably, it's still going to be a massive performer. And then there's speculation that the 9700X can beat it. Well, I'll tell you this. If you're here on the 31st for that unboxing and testing stream, that system is going to be a 9700X system, and I'm going to test it against a 7800X 3D. That's if there's going to be rumors about that, we'll quash those rumors or confirm them. We'll find out. So be here. And if you're like, I ain't got to buy anything right now, I'm not in a big hurry, I'd rather get the best I can for my money. Okay, cool. This is going to be of great interest to you then. So. Yeah, that Araxinus. Wait, what's up, Araxinus? How you been? Yeah, flip that around, basically, as Willy Wonka says. Strike that, reverse it. There you go. Right, I thought your shirt was of a tree for a second. Kind of is. He's just a very sulky, violent tree. That's Spike Spiegel for you. So I went through using Puget Systems, and they gave me a system, but it's a good bit of money, so I wanted to check my options, and I found you. And I'm perfectly fine with waiting. I can give you that system details so you could compare if you want. Okay, well, I mean, looking at this, the fact that you're doing content creation with it makes a lot of sense. I mean, Puget Systems they've been one of the industry standards for content creation machines for a while. The problem is there's some stuff they do that I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, it's not bad or anything, but they don't go for anything. I'm not going to say they don't take risks, because it's not a risk to use something like an all-in-one liquid cooler, but they're very much, this is what we make, and that's what you get. Here you go. That's that. They use cases that don't have the best airflow, in my opinion, and then they'll match that with an air cooler that relies on a lot of airflow. It kind of weirds me out a little bit, but they've also been doing it for a very long time. They know what they're doing, and it's cool. It's fine. Showtime94, what's going on? Hoping the contact frame fixes some of the issues with my 13700K. That's not really what has been the issue, Showtime. It's more of, it seems like it's turning out to be more of an architectural issue or just a hardware issue in general. And I'm going through it with the 14900K. The last 2 streams, my PC is frozen completely. But we'll see. Oh yeah, the music is coming in a bit loud. Let's go to a louder song. Yeah, I lowered it down. There you go. Okay. If not, the RMAing and switching to AMD. Well, there might look. There's speculation that there might be a recall for high-end Intel CPUs. We'll see. I think that's what they should do at this point. I think that's exactly what they should do at this point. Do a recall. If they figure out the problem, that doesn't mean that any actual physical degradation of the hardware is just going to go away with a BIOS update. They need to like figure out that issue and then replace them, unless it's just an integral problem with the architecture, in which case I guess it's a good thing they're changing it for the next generation. Are the non-K 14th gen safe? Araxis actually no. That's something that was coming out from Dr. Ian Cuttress was talking about it, and Wendell from Level 1 Techs. They were talking about how even those are showing to have some issues, and it could be something with the hybrid architecture. The fact that, say, the i9s, it could be something with the fact that they have like 16 E cores. All right, that's a lot of cores. Who knows? I'll be here and I'll buy my rig within a month. So thanks for doing that upcoming test comparison. I might have to make that a long stream. I have a system already that has a 7800X3D, but I'm going to try to get these systems in parity as much as possible without having to swap out CPUs. I mean, it is with, not to give away too much, but the system is coming from iBuyPower, and it's, you know, it's a, I don't keep the systems that iBuyPower sends me. They have to go back to iBuyPower. So I don't want to mess with it too much in a way that could be permanently detrimental. So I try to leave it as is as much as possible to also mirror the experience that you would be having as a purchaser. Yeah, mine's stuttering, thermal throttling, along with Intel default applied, and I have a mid to high-end AIO. Showtime, there are new BIOS updates that are rolling out. I have the new one for the Z790 Hero, ROG Hero. And I've only gotten that in there today. We'll see if my stream freezes, but on Sunday and Thursday, my PC froze completely during stream. At least my GPU's been running smoothly. That's good. That's good. Angry Beaver, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Hope PC starts working better for you, Bray. I mean, I'm in a better situation than most. It's a privileged situation in this case. If my PC blows up, I grab another one and I put it there. You know, like that's very lucky on my part. The downside is I have a lot of time put into this machine in terms of all the software that's in there and registered to this machine, all of the presets that I've saved to Adobe and things like that. I mean, I have backups of some of that stuff, but my Dropbox has been acting up, so my offsite backup is weird. It's just been... but basically, I'm going to run another backup here just to have a third, kind of a tertiary backup there. We'll see. Redundancy. I'm not planning to buy a pre-built PC over the next month, said Craig Jackson. I'll buy one this year. I am for sure going to get a much better deal. Craig, I don't know what... I can't really predict what's going to happen with, Black Friday sales, things like that. No idea. Sometimes I'm able to influence that a little bit by saying to an SI or another, hey, do a special promotion. We'll unbox it on the stream. Let's do that. And then maybe, in fact, there's been a time or two where I've been able to work with an SI on speccing that or figuring it out, which was pretty fun. There was a 4th of July thing in SkyTech I did once too. But I can't predict what everybody's going to do. It's also a launch year, so there's a lot of new stuff coming out. Much nostalgia in the backups. Another thing is I want to build that Threadripper system because it's going to be a network backup as well as my streaming system. Because 64 lanes of PCIe Gen 3, I could put a ton of storage in that thing. So that's the goal. CPU cost me 500 Canadian. 500 Canadians? That is a lot of cannons, man. Wow. Didn't the stream crash twice last Sunday? No. Well, one of it was audio crashing. And that was actually the emulator doing that. It wasn't the PC doing that. Well, it could have been the PC causing it. I don't know. Hope you're doing well, Angry Beaver. Glad to have you. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. Yo, when will you start? Josh K. Roosevelt. We started a while back, but we're starting in on helping people out right now. But if you're wanting to get help for yourself, make sure you fill out the form, which I can see that you did. But yeah, a reminder to everybody, if you have filled out the form and you have not told me that you're here and that you filled out the form, you need to do that. So, Ken Oliver, it's up to you. If you want me to just build you a system out over at the Micro Center in Marietta, I can do that. And then whenever the 31st rolls around or the day after or whatever, you can then go purchase that system. Although some parts for it might be out of stock at that point, you'll just need to ask them to switch it to something equivalent. Like the motherboard might be out of stock, or the GPU specifically might be out of stock, like that one model from a one board partner, and then you get a replacement one, whatever. But the speccing of the system we can do. But you were saying that I went through using Puget Systems and they gave you a system, but it's a good bit of money, so I wanted to check my options. So that, Ken, please clarify for me, does that mean you already purchased and received your system? General question, if this thing can be overclocked, can we get a video? What thing? Are you talking about, well, standard non-3D V-Cache AMD chips can be overclocked. There's already videos on it that other people have done that are better at overclocking than me. I'm able to overclock for myself. However, I have found that as someone who explains things to a lot of people, that you need to reach a certain level of experience with something in order to be good at teaching the thing. It doesn't mean just being able to do it for yourself. I mean, a really good breadth of knowledge in that specific topic. And overclocking for me was not always a big thing for me because I was always massively on a budget. I had this hobby of PC building and stuff like that. Unless I was doing it for work, which you don't overclock PCs for a business. I've probably built over time maybe 10 systems for myself over 25 years. Okay, that's not a lot. I did it professionally though, and I built probably, I don't know, over 100 PCs professionally. I'm not like Linus where he's like 1,000 or something. However, messing with those PCs, those dozen or so, 10 or 12 that I've built for myself, messing with them over the years, upgrading them, making them better and making them whatever, I've done a million times and taken my time with that to get the most out of what I have. Now, I've built PCs for content though since then, so I can probably make that number about 20. So there's that. Then I did those ones at QuakeCon, and then I've probably built about. No, well, those aren't for me, are they? I built a lot of PCs. But the thing about it is, when I have something that I need to work because I can't really allocate the funds to just buy a new CPU or motherboard if I fry either one, I'm not gonna overclock very much, and I just didn't. I mean, that part of this, it's the same thing with hardline liquid cooling. I never really got into it on my own. It was cost prohibitive, very expensive stuff. Oh, they gave you an estimate. All right. So Ken, if you want, we can then put a build together on Micro Center. We can maybe go do that now. But I have a question for you real quick first. As you know, in the forum, there are options for what your budget is that are there. It's basically increments of $500 between each one, but it stops at $4,000 or more. I need to know what your actual maximum budget is, and you cannot change this number later. The maximum budget. Thought non-K 14th gen was safe. Oh, well, we all did until the results started showing, like, oh, maybe these aren't safe too. That sucks. That doesn't make anybody happy, I'll tell you that. Is it worth to put copper into the surface of the CPU for cooling? With what method? are you inserting copper into the surface of the CPU? You just use thermal paste. Problem with switching to AMD in Canada is the cost of the processors. Decent B650 boards can be found on sale. I don't want to stress my system out that much. Same here, yeah. And I mean, especially like this system, any system I have as my primary one for editing video and just working for content, I don't want to stress it. I want it to just work. ASRock Pro RS is less than 200 Canadian right now. That's a good price. Oh, Lopta's talking about lapping. I mean, if you're talking about extreme overclocking, or as is known, XOC, yeah, lapping the IHS can be good to get complete flatness on it, as close to complete as possible. There's different things you can do for extreme overclocking. For the average user, which is who I usually help out, that's not really a needed thing at all. I do think, from what I've heard, the new brackets for the Intel socket for LJ1851 are supposed to put less pressure on the center of the CPU to reduce or remove that bowing of the CPU, because that's not good. I was just wondering whether that's what the other person was talking about. Fair. 6,000, around 6,000. Interesting that Amazon had a nice CyberPower pre-build on sale for $16.99. Well, that's going to change. That does happen. Lone Star Texan. That is the most Texas name. Hello, I'm new to PC gaming. Is the N7... for what, Lone Star Texan? For what purpose? Like, what use case? For gaming, most motherboards are going to be fine for gaming. Other use cases? I don't know. Just to be clear, the N7, any NZXT motherboards, those are ASRock motherboards with NZXT aesthetics. That's all they are. Although NZXT does clean up the BIOS a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, all right, let's do this. You said around 6,000. We'll just say 6,000. All right, as we're going to the Marietta Micro Center, you're going to be having them build it for you. Now, with a liquid cooler, that's going to be a build fee of $250, but that's not going to be bad with a $6,000 budget. It's not really going to be much. $6,000 is more than you need for Micro Center. We're not even going to be able to hit that number. So we're going to go ahead and go do that now. But just keep in mind, don't go buy this now. If you, I mean, you can go get this as I'm going to build it, but my recommendation is going to be to wait for Ryzen 9000 series and get the 9950X. Okay. What am I doing? There we go. But yeah, Craig Jackson, I don't recommend CyberPower at the moment, not until they clean up their act when it comes to their customer service. What am I doing? PC Builder, there we go. Custom PC Builder. These kind of builds are fun because but they're also kind of easy. I just kind of get to max everything out. So what I want you to start thinking about, Ken, is what kind of aesthetic do you want for your case? Think about that. How do you want it to look? We'll get to that part, but we're not there yet. But go ahead and think about that. Looking at this, there's no mention of streaming here, but we'll still get a good motherboard for that just in case. I'm not going to put a bundle in there because there probably won't be bundles just yet with the 9000 series, unless they surprise me and make those now. But we're going to go ahead and find the 7950X 3D. This is going to be the closest in price to the 9950X when that launches. I forgot what they were estimating, what they were guessing at, probably $599 or so. So it's going to be more than this, very likely. This is a crazy, like this was like a $700 processor when it came out. So, all right, motherboard. Full ATX, please, and also eATX. I have never built a system with one of these like around or over $1,000 motherboards. Never done that. I'd like to someday, but it just seems so wasteful. Oh, what color do you want your build to be? You're looking at it to be black. Okay. You're looking for a black case, so we'll get a black motherboard, black GPU. Easy enough. And we can go with the X670E. This is so stupid. I hate this. 0 in stock, 0 in stock, and we have only in stock selected. It's such a bad system. I have this board. It's a very good motherboard. The X670E Aorus Master. The only downside to this motherboard is the cover for the M.2 drives is like annoying to take off and put back on. But you wouldn't have to do it like I do, where I've had to do that a few times. Let's just go with the X670E. It's gonna have a lot of storage options. It's gonna have a lot of I/O, including it should have. I think this one has Thunderbolt on it, right? Let's just take a look at that real quick. Let's take a look at the rear I/O real quick. Okay, this one does not have Thunderbolt. That's going to be the Maximus one. So, the Crosshair has Thunderbolt. No, and in fact, it's not even going to be Thunderbolt there. It's going to be like USB 4, which is compatible with Thunderbolt 4, unofficially. Anyway, this is a fine motherboard. All right, RAM, 64 gigs at least. We'll go with 64 gigs for that video editing goodness. Like, and Ken, I know you mentioned that you could send the quote that they sent you. I want to build this without seeing that and see how close we get. We might even go with 128. We can do 128 gigs of RAM on this. No, we can't. They don't have an option for that. Okay. With DDR5, it's usually better to go with 2 sticks anyway. That's the way you actually want to go. 6,000 to get that sweet spot for Ryzen 7000 series and cast latency of 30. That narrows it down quite a bit. Ken, let me ask you this. How do you feel about RGB? Is that important to you? Got the Neo there, CL30, DDR5 6000, RGB, Trident Z5 Neo. And all these prices are really close to each other, so it doesn't really matter all that much in the end. Tai Chi boards look great. They've always looked great. If you saw, I hope you saw the ASRock video that I posted recently with the Tai Chi Aqua. That thing was sick. Okay, so you want black case with RGB fans. Okay. Another store near Marietta if you want to try. Another store? What do you mean? I had to do something. Have you? No, I have not. I'm still in the first one, guys. First one. The Micro Center ones can take a little time sometimes. So here we're obviously just going to go 4090. It's a $6,000 build. You know, what else are you going to do? Okay, Gaming X Trio MSI. That's a good card. What's the difference between these two? Oh, they didn't put the X. Okay. What else is there? I've had the Tough. That thing has worked for me for quite a while. It's done quite well. The PNY one's going to have a really nice blacked out aesthetic to it. PNY makes very good GPUs as well. Let's go with which one has the most in stock. Oh, 4 in stock is good. We'll go with the 4. If you really need Thunderbolt, an add-in card can be used. That is correct. Bray, my PC has a Smart Zero fan switch. What does that do? It's an efficiency thing for the... you're saying your PC has it. You mean your power supply does. That is going to... Basically, when it's not really under load, it can turn the fan off and basically do ambient cooling. It's a choice thing. If you want to do that, you can. I don't usually turn that on myself because I put my computers through the paces all the time. Like, they're constantly working, so... M.2, let's go with a 4 terabyte for starters. Let's just see all the 4 terabytes that are available. Okay. Now, the Crucial T705 is not too bad when it comes to the longevity of it. Let's take a quick look at that. That is 2,400 terabytes written, whereas the Inland is 3,000 terabytes written. However, the difference in speed is notable. 7,200 megabytes per second for Inland, which is very competitive amongst PCIe Gen 4, but this is PCIe Gen 5. 14,100 megabyte per second sequential read speed, as up to that anyways, and it's got $330 off, normally $780. So yes, we go with this. Power supply, I'm thinking 1200 watt Seasonic. Yep, there it is. We could go a little higher end on the Seasonic side, if they have it. Now, 1200 watt Seasonic will do the trick. Plus, it has integrated 12VH PWR connectors. Yeah, okay. All right, we're going to be coming back to the case now. When I said you're not going to come anywhere near the $6,000, take a look at this here, $3,764. Now, there's going to be basically about $500 added to your price, and there's two reasons for that. The first one is about a $250 build fee. It's normally $150, but if you use a liquid cooler, which we're going to use here, that adds $100. Even though it's an all-in-one liquid cooler, and it's basically a few more screws to install it, that's it. Whatever, that's Micro Center for you. The other is it's like $250 to $270 to get the 3-year warranty, and I highly suggest you do that if you're spending this much on a system. And it might be more because of the price of the system. But like if we click this, it won't let us do it yet, not until we have the full system built, I guess. But if you click that, yeah, it'll do it. It'll show you the prices. Let's go to your case now. Actually, I want to see what AIOs they have first. What 420s do they have? Well, the Thermaltake one's a good choice. And then you don't have to have specific software for it. Well, let's go back to 360 and see what all pops up. Okay, so let me ask you this. Ken, you mentioned that you want a black case and you want RGB fans. So, is there a style of case, though? Like, do you want it to be like the fish tank style with glass front, glass side, that kind of thing? Or do you just want the mesh front panel with airflow coming in from the front and exhausting out of the back and the top like normal? What are you thinking on the style of case you want? Is it easy to add more fans to your PC? Generally speaking, yes. Braithorn, do you recommend Skytech? Like all the time, yeah. If it's right for you, though, I don't know. It's in Dublin. What, another Micro Center? Okay. You don't really, do you know what wattage of power supply NVIDIA recommends for a 4090 system? 850 watts. We went with a 1200 watt. I think we're okay. In fact, you're probably like you're almost never going to actually reach that level of wattage in your system. The whole point of a power supply is to be able to provide as much as your system could ever possibly draw, but it's not just shoving 1200 watts into the system all the time. That's not how it works. It is more of an on-demand thing. It will draw, the system draws whatever amount of power it needs. It's not the power supply just constantly forcing 1200 watts into the system. 1200 is more than enough for this CPU and this GPU. More than enough. All that matters, Lone Star Texan, unless you're doing overclocking or anything like that, it shouldn't matter. As long as you have enough USB ports on the back for what you're doing. If you're streaming, you need more. If you're not, you don't. You know, if you're doing a racing sim or a flight sim rig or anything like that, you need more USB. I don't know what you're using it for because you haven't filled out the form, so I couldn't really tell you. Other than that, it should probably be fine. Okay, so we're going to do a front mesh case. Let's see what's here then. This is the part that usually takes the longest, honestly, is figuring out the right case. Landcool 3 is a really nice case. You said you wanted to exhaust from the side. That's not usually how I set up a piece. Like if it intakes from the front, it usually exhausts from the top and the rear, not the side. So front mesh. Let's just take out the white cases because we're not looking at those. There's a Landcool 3 would be a good option for you for a case that gives you good options for adding storage, cable management, all that stuff for them to do. You don't have to do it. You're not building it. So that's probably a really good option right there. And then we'll just get you a Lee & Lee AIO to match those fans, and then you'll be good to go. 5000D is a good case as well. But then you should probably go Corsair or everything. I try to match up anything that has RGB. I try to match it all up so that you don't have to have multiple RGB softwares installed on your PC to control your lights. We go with this, and you can control it all through the Lee & Lee control software, and you'll be good to go. It is a very well-built case, and it's a bit heavy, though. Just be aware of that. But it is a very, very nice case. This thing can actually fit a 420mm AIO in the top, but it's just so hard to like put it in there or remove it. It is a pain in the butt. Okay, we don't need the LCD. Galahad Trinity, SL Infinity. That'd be a good choice right there. But if you go with the non-Infinity one, these will match the front fans very well. But here, let's do, there's 2 of those in stock and 9 of these in stock. Let me check real quick what fans they have in stock, and we'll go from there. Case fans, because we're going to have to put another one on the rear of the case. Oh, I should check something first, actually. 1 sec. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. I don't rush through. If I'm not absolutely sure about something, I'm not going to rush through it. Okay. Fan bays, 1 rear, 140. So we need a 140mm fan for the back. Let's see what they have. If they have the standard Lee & Lee RGB fan, we'll use the non-Infinity one. If they don't have that, we'll see if they have the SL Infinity fan for the back. Okay, that's the AL140. No, they don't have the Infinity. Really? Interesting. Oh, SL Infinity. There it is. They got it right there. Okay, so that's going to be the fan for the rear of the case. There you go. So that means we can get the SL Infinity AIO, and it'll match those fans. But you see, it says 2 in stock. If you're waiting until the 31st or just after that to get your system, some of these things might not be in stock, and you see the time I'm putting into making everything match. But yeah, so now we can click this. Same day pro assembly. This one from 150 up to 250 because of the AIO. And oh wow, okay, because of the price of the system, that 3-year system protection shot up quite a bit. It is now $449. But that's only $50 more than the 2-year system protection. I would just do this. But here's the benefit of this, okay? Here's the benefit. If you go with Puget Systems, cool. All right, just fine. They're very well known for building great PCs for content creation and things like that. People in the industry use them, things like that, okay? if you ever have an issue, you got to pack that thing up and ship it to them. And then you're submitting it doesn't matter how good Puget Systems is. How much do you trust the U.S. shipping industry? And shipping your PC can be expensive. I don't know how Puget Systems handles it, but I doubt they pay for shipping back and forth all the time. So, in this case, if you ever have an issue with your PC for the first 3 years, you pack it into your car, drive it over there, and say, fix this. I gave you $450 just so that you'd fix this if anything happens, because this PC was a big investment. And you're still more than $1,000 under budget. Still, that's a lot of money there, Micro Center. Y'all need to calm down. Good Lord. You can always click this and remove that. So you just do that if you want to. Like, they'll still fix your PC for you if anything goes wrong, but if it's like your motherboard dies and it's out of warranty, well, then you got to pay for a new motherboard. But yeah. How heavy? Like 15 pounds? Oh, it can get up to like 50 pounds once there's all the parts in it. No, I don't know about 50 pounds, but it gets pretty heavy. One reason is on the Landcool 3, it has a glass panel on both sides, including the right side where you don't necessarily need it. I don't know why they did that, but they did that. What company is this site? It's Micro Center. If I recall correctly, Puget had a markup about 50% of the parts cost plus warranty, but they do very thorough burn-in and stress testing. I think Micro Center just makes sure it posts and does no stress testing. No idea. I haven't had any experience with their build service and what they do, but they have a large area for stress testing and burn-in, like and testing systems and fixing them. I can't imagine that they would just send it out the door without making sure things don't fail. Thank you for the posture check. I do need that, Angry Beer. Appreciate it. If we exhaust out of the bottom hard enough, will it launch? No. Don't game without Senzu Beam. With spikes, it's probably a good idea to go over 850 for a 4090. Yeah, I would never do an 850 for a 4090, even though they recommend that, but yeah. Okay. PC I just got from Phoenix PC was 60 pounds according to UPS. Well, it's also all the boxes and packaging and all the, like, Phoenix PC sends you absolutely everything they can. By the way, what's up, Medic? How you doing? I wish I had a Micro Center nearby. I would never go anywhere else. I mean, if you have a budget of like $1,000, Micro Center is not the best option if you want something custom built for you. It's not, because of the $150 build fee being 15% of that budget. Yeah. Anthony, I hadn't finished the build thing yet, but yes, that's part of what I do every time I do one of these. That was a question I had. Ken, do you need a capture card for your system? An internal capture card? I don't know if they have the latest and greatest, so I don't know if I'd go with them. But if you don't feel comfortable installing it yourself, you might want to. They really don't have that good of a selection, honestly. They're plug and play. You open up the side panel, you plug it into the thing, you screw in the PCIe bracket, and then you turn on your system and install the software. That's really all it is. So I don't know that I would actually have you do that. But also, do you need more storage than the 4 terabyte that I already have in here? I feel like the AverMedia capture cards are a better value anyways. I just listen to Addy on that stuff. EposVox. I just listen to EposVox and what he says when it comes to capture cards. I've never really delved into that rabbit hole myself. So I just let Addy tell me what to do there. It's the same thing with PSU Cultist tier list, the SSD spreadsheet. I have to take a really wide and shallow snapshot of the whole SI industry, so I don't really get to delve into specific components or add in cards and things like that. I have an NTSC capture card somewhere. Throw that in there. Go for it. All right, Ken, we'll go ahead and just finish this up then. If you want to add more storage, you can just tell them, hey, put another one of those in there or do whatever you want. There's definitely room in the budget for it because we are $1,170 under budget. Before taxes, of course. But that's with the build fee and with a $450 3-year warranty. So, one thing that I didn't select here, you'll notice I didn't put on here, is the operating system. Because if you choose to get your Windows license from Micro Center, you're paying anywhere from $120 to $200, okay? That's a retail price. So, but these are, this is OEM though. This is still OEM, 120 bucks. Are you kidding me? Anyways, what you want to do is you ask them to please install Windows 11. I guess Windows 11 Pro you wouldn't really need Pro, but either way, install Windows 11, either Home or Pro, whichever you choose, okay? If you don't know the differences between Windows 11 Home and Pro, you probably don't need Pro. Let's put it that way. Because it's stuff that you don't know about, so you probably wouldn't utilize it, very likely. Anyway, ask them to install it, but not activate it. To ask them not to activate Windows for you. And then you just get a license, an OEM license from my YouTube sponsor, VIP CDK Deals, for like 20, 25 bucks. And you'll see links for those in my episodes of SI Weekly, like the one coming out tomorrow, where you can click a link in the description and buy your license. Now, the thing is, you must get the one that matches whatever they install. If you ask them to put in Windows 11 Home, you need to buy an OEM license for Windows 11 Home, not Pro. And vice versa. If they install Pro, you need to get a license for Pro. But that's it for your build. You're good to go. And here's what you need to do now. I'm going to send you a link to this, and it's going to take you to this site and populate all the parts that I just selected for you. You need to either add these to your cart so you have them in your cart, okay? Or what I would really recommend is that, and I'll show you right here, okay? Right here, it says save. You want to save this build, okay? And it's going to have you create a Micro Center account in order to do that. And that's what you want to do. And whenever the launch of 9000 series happens, you would just ask them to make this build, or you can go in and change the processor yourself to a 9950X if you want to, or you can take it to them, go to Micro Center and be like, hey, look, I have this build saved. I want this build, but I want a 9950X instead. And then they take it from there, okay? So I'm sending you the link now. The reason you need to save the build right now is because if I help someone else out with Micro Center, it is going to delete your build. So go ahead and go do that now, and let me know when you have saved your build, okay? Thank you. No problem. I keep wondering whether I should make a Micro Center account and save all the builds, because then the links would be more useful, but I haven't done that yet. I found out something cool. This year's Samsung OLED gaming monitors have a vapor chamber heatsink. Yeah, I think there were a couple other TVs and stuff that had those. I don't know about the monitor. I don't know. I know that they've had to basically really up their cooling game because to help avoid burn-in. Okay. So I'll be waiting on word from Ken on that, but we'll move on to the next one. The next person who submitted their form and then informed me that they have their form, which is a proper form to follow, was Anthony. And we're doing another Micro Center build, so we really do have to wait. We got to wait for Ken to do that. Is that $400 protection plan for all the parts? If you want the finer details of their protection plan, please just click their link and read through it. It's basically an extended warranty on your system. Is that cool, or are they too hot? Rurutu, I was gonna say Rurutu is getting to be cheeky here, but Rurutu is always cheeky. Am I right about that? It's odd as Delaware Alienware uses the same panel but didn't opt for a heat sink. They have some kind of heat sinking there. They must. And they also have other measures in there to help avoid burn-in. Deathly Nightshade, sorry, still don't know where it is. It's packed away somewhere. I would love to do that. I would love to wear the Jane hat, but I don't know where it is. BT848, but I think it's PCI. Yep, that's a classic. Also a bag of IO shields. Yeah, I've got stuff like I've got a box full of DVI and VGA cables that I'm just never going to use. But I'm like, what if I need to? I don't need to. I don't know why I still have them. I've got a couple of old GPUs. I've got old parts, old systems, things like that. Just saved it. But quick question: do you want to know how close in price you got to Puget? Sure. The thing is, you can't post a link in chat, so you'll just have to tell me. If you're in Twitch, if you're watching on Twitch, then you could send me a whisper. But YouTube got rid of that functionality, which is unfortunate. Oh well. I think it's time to admit I'm never going to build a PC around this Athlon 64 LE 1640. Never say never, Bopta. Its time shall come. Athlon 64. Okay, so you have it saved. We're going to go ahead and get started on Anthony's. This is another Micro Center build. This one's a lot simpler. We are going gaming 1440p. I'm going to ask you a quick question here. Well, first off, Anthony, because as I mentioned earlier, the budgets are in increments of $500. So what is your actual maximum budget? Is it like exactly $2,500? Is it $2,650? What's the actual max budget for your system? Has main gear gotten better in your opinion? Well, as far as I can tell, they stopped putting in underpowered power supplies for their systems. So in that way, yeah. And the MG1 is a nice case. It's much better than their previous one for their more budget system. But, I mean, they're pretty good, yeah. Can't find an MITX AM2 board. That's not super surprising. Okay, max is 2,500. Cool. So I've been told that the build has been saved. I'm going to go ahead and clear it out. And there we go. We're starting from scratch, and we are changing to the Fairfax, Virginia Micro Center there. Yo, hey, that's something. I haven't seen that in a minute. And what I'm talking about is the fact that Ed G just gifted 5 Graythorn memberships. Let's go, nerds. That is a YouTube membership for Anton Doviditis, Laster Motorsports, Sim Racing, Warrior Scout, Chris K, and Mr. Guillotine. Welcome to the Swarm. Thank you. I appreciate that. Is there a huge difference between Corsair's RM and RMX? Yeah, well, not a huge difference, but there are subtle differences, yeah. I would say that's more of a Google question, because how am I going to remember the subtle differences between those models off the top of my head? Subtotal was $48.56 and 60 cents. Wow. We got pretty close then, huh? $20 difference, right? Am I right about that? Good Lord. And that's with that 3-year warranty. Damn. I hope the parts, let me know if the parts were way off though. But also, the thing is, you wanted RGB, you wanted a nice aesthetic, and that's not really Puget's priority. They don't do that. Now, remember, it is going to probably go up by $100 or $150 with the 9950X. Don't forget about that. But good thing we're way under budget. Braithorn, hope your health is better. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And it is. I got my chronic fatigue syndrome meds about a week and a half ago, something like that, and it helped tremendously. I had been off of them for 2 weeks. That was really killing me. All right, so we're doing a gaming system. That means we can do a bundle. Now, we're going to talk real quick, though. Okay, Anthony. Oh, the build price will be separate. Cool. Are you going to be... Okay, so if we're doing a straight-up gaming system, here's the conundrum. There are claims that the 9700X is going to be faster than the 7800X. Faster in what way? Who even knows? Okay? But it's hard to see that happening because it doesn't have anything near the cache the 7800X 3D does, obviously. So we can do a build with the 7800X 3D, and you can get that now if you want. Or you can wait until the 30th or 31st when the reviews start coming out, and you see for yourself. Up to you. But I'm going to do the build, and you can just change the build later if you want. It's just I'm going to use a bundle, which is going to help save quite a bit. Yeah, something like a $30 difference. We did pretty good there. Taxes and shipping. But yeah, you're not having to pay shipping. You are having to pay taxes, but also consider the fact that you could remove $450 from that price with a click of a button. I wouldn't do it, but you could. What's up, John Paul Bacon? How's it going? $2% over the 7800X 3D they claim. But that's going to vary from one game to another. Like, there's no... I don't know. I would love it if that was the case. But the 7800X 3D, there are great deals on it right now. So, I don't know. Sounds good. I have a month to purchase the rig. Okay. Well, the price can fluctuate because we're going with a package deal here, a bundle deal, and that might not be applicable for the... Yeah, this bundle is going to save you... How much? Bundle is saving $199, $200, saving you $200. We can't choose our motherboard. We can't choose our RAM. But this RAM is pretty much what I would have chosen if you were like, I don't care about RGB. It doesn't have RGB on the RAM. Big deal. It's just a pretty small component in the grand scheme of things for not having RGB, but you're saving $200 for that overall. It's just a gaming PC, so you don't need a ton of I/O or anything like that. You just got to be able to connect your mouse, keyboard, maybe a controller, maybe a headset, you know, all that. And this will definitely handle that for you. Now, here's the fun part, is with a $2,500 budget and the bundle helping us out, you can basically get a really rad GPU here. So I'm going to ask you another question here, okay? Anthony, how much do you care about ray tracing for your games? Do you want to use ray tracing, which is basically real-time light? It basically generates light, path tracing, all that stuff. It's a real-time generated effects for light. There's different ones, but yeah. Araxton says 2% seems margin of error. I have to agree with that. The fan and caps are the difference. Okay. Good to know. And thank you, Showtime. Appreciate that. Can people see ray tracing? Yeah. In some games, it can make a big difference. In other games, it doesn't. For me, my build at Micro Center is for gaming only, specifically VR chat, Steam VR, PC VR, hardwired and wireless. Hang on a second. Let me look at something here. Just that, huh? Yeah. So on the AMD reference cards, they actually include a Type-C connector on the GPU to do DisplayPort over Type-C, utilizing the GPU's horsepower and all that. But they don't have what I was going to look for, which was the 7900 XTX. They only have the 7900 XT, and according to this, there's only one in stock. Only one in stock. So that's doubtful whether they'll still have it whenever that happens. So it was just a little bonus I was looking at there. One thing we are going to verify, though, we're going to verify that the motherboard does have a fast Type-C connector on it. Let's double check that. Well, it's a 10 gig, but that should be enough for, yeah, that should be more than enough for running your VR headset on there, no problem. And it also, let's see. Wait, does this not have front panel USB types? It does right there. Okay. Let's see what type that is. Yeah. So what you want to use, we want to get a case that actually has a pass-through, basically front panel USB, USB Gen 3.2 by 2 that gives you 20 gigabit per second to your front panel USB Type-C. This does have that on the motherboard itself. Neat. In case, you know, later on down the line, other VR headsets require that kind of connection. So you're pretty much good with this as long as the case itself can accommodate it. Razzie Raz. Would the PC you did an example of for Alexander's PCs actually be an ideal build? What? What are you talking about? And there is no ideal build for every human. There has to be ideal for you. That's an interesting way to try and get help because, like, you didn't share a budget, you didn't share what you're using the PC for, you didn't mention what Alexander PC you're talking about. I've talked about them probably hundreds of times. So I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Guys, if you want information, you need to share information. That's what the form is for. So, Razzie Raz. Check the description of the YouTube stream, please. Click the link that is the very first line right there that says, hey, you want help with the PC? Click this link, fill out the form. Go ahead and do that because other people are waiting their turn, and that's what you should do too. Isn't NVIDIA the better choice for the GPU? It's the same thing. That's why I asked you the question of, do you care about ray tracing? Edgy, stay well, my friend. Got to get back to working on my Skyrim mod. Looking forward to more content from you. Best of all. Thanks, Ed. Good luck on your mod. I mean, if you're doing content creation, for the most part, NVIDIA is going to be the better GPU. Streaming, it's actually starting to level out thanks to OBS doing their thing. And not allowing NVIDIA to make it an exclusive thing, so that's good. But you didn't mention streaming or content creation, so it's up to you. You get more performance per dollar from AMD. That's kind of indisputable there. And I'll show you, actually. So I got to buy Zach a beer someday for having this available to me to use all the time, because that's exactly what I do. I use this all the time. Well, that's not what I wanted, actually. We wanted this. The thing about it is, with a $2,500 budget, you can, and going with an AMD GPU, you can easily game at 4K, but you're doing 1440p. So let's look at 1440p first. This is pure rasterized performance, not including ray tracing. The 7900 XT beats out a in some cases more expensive, or maybe not, 4070 Ti Super, okay? It's nearing the 4080 in performance. The 7900 XTX beats out a 4080 Super in pure rasterized performance in 1440p. In 4K, it still does, and even by a slightly wider margin there. This is a 7900 XTX, okay? And it's generally cheaper than a 4080 Super. But now, if you want to run ray tracing, this is going to still be able to do it really well, but it's going to drop down below the 4080 Super, closer probably to the 4070 Ti Super, okay? Do not care about ray tracing. Cool. So, there's your answer. 7900 XTX is available to you, and we can go that route if you want, but it won't have the built-in USB-C unless we go with the 7900 XT, which is the only one they have directly from AMD. I don't know if any add-in board partners still did the USB Type-C for 7000 series Ryzen. Radeon. I should have known that. I should know that, but I don't. But we're going to go here. We're going to click AMD for the GPU manufacturer. And we're going to go nice price. We're basically prioritizing your graphics overall. Also, what color did you want your build to be? In black. Guys, I want to do more white aesthetic builds. Come on, help me out here. Okay, so it's going to be in black. Neat. 7900 XTX Tough. That's going to be a nice card there. There's the ASRock one. Which of these do they actually have in stock? Okay, so we got 4 of the ASRock ones. Power Color, ASRock. Wait, is this the one that they've been talking about recently? No reviews on it, but here's what we'll do. We'll do this. Is this one where the fans are easy to replace? Yes, it is. Oh, that's sick. How many of these do they have? I know there's the red aesthetic on there, and if you don't like that, you got to let me know, but they have these. These are really cool. It is a 7900 XTX for $899. And it has this feature where it's actually supposed to be, you're supposed to be able to, if in case a fan goes out, you can replace the fans very easily on this one. It's got a really cool aesthetic, but if you like that black and red, it's in the system, it might be kind of subtle. But what do you think about this one? XFX is mean. I want this card. Just in general, I want this GPU. I want to mess with it. I want to try it out. I want to try, see about the fan swapping thing. But yeah. Don't care about the red look. All right, cool. Well, you're getting this because the repairability is improved on this, and that's something I like. This thing only recently was developed and released, so that's cool. Well, it's probably been developed for a while, but they only recently released this. Good on XFX to look at something that, in GPUs, the part that's most likely to go out is going to be like one of the fans, and this makes it extremely easy to replace that as long as they continually have those fans available down the line. I love how OBS fixed AMD streaming right after I traded my 7900 GRE. Oh boy. Maybe that's what they were waiting for. Who knows? But I feel that. I've gone through stuff like that. It sucks. Inland Performance Plus 2 terabyte. 2 terabytes should be either plenty for the long run or a good start. $129.99 right there. So we still need to get case, power supply, CPU cooling. Depending on the case we go, maybe some fans, whatever. We still have $1,000 to play with here, so we're totally good. And that is with the current fastest gaming CPU on the market. I have to start saying current, good lord. But this 7800X3D, you're getting this for $204. Like, all things considered, hold on. This thing launched at $450. Even their base price here of $369 is lower from where it first launched at, $450. So you're getting this thing at less than half the price of its original launch price. So you might, like, what is the expected price? Let me see. 9700X price. What are they expecting it to be? About $380, nearly half the price of the 9700X. If it's 2% faster, who flipping cares? That's a great build right there. So, cool. There you go. That's the thing, guys. They don't need it to be a lot faster to claim that it's faster. The 7800X3D is going to be cheaper, like a lot cheaper in this case. Not always. Prices will vary. Availability is going to vary. But yeah, that's freaking sick. So if it turns out that for some reason the 9700X is 10% faster, you can decide for yourself whether paying more than double, or around double anyway, is worth that 10% to you or not. Because when it comes to 1440p and 4K gaming, What's more important, the GPU or the CPU? By a large margin, the GPU is more important anyway. Yeah, if this guy specifically, don't get me wrong, my 4070 is great, just kind of bummed. I feel you there, I do. So there's no way to make the fans quieter? What do you mean by that? Grump Fat, quick question for you. Have you heard of the motherboards that offer 2 display ports causing issues to higher end GPUs? I've been having a lot of issues whilst running both DPs, but if fine with one to be... Are you talking about GPUs or motherboards? I think that's what Lopta was asking. My fans are a tad loud. You can adjust your curves, the fan curves if you want to in BIOS, or if you're using some kind of software like I believe Armory Crate has one. I know Lee & Lee has it, where you can go in and you can adjust fan curves within the RGB software, fan software, but generally adjust fan curves in BIOS so that if you're just chilling at like, well, it wouldn't be chilling necessarily, but if you're like 70 degrees on the CPU, it's not going to be cranking out fan RPMs. But once you get to like 85, 90, then it speeds up. You can mess with that. But you can get quieter fans, and that'll be in the fan episode of Pre-Built Rebuilt. Thank you, Anthony, for answering that question for Luis. Okay, so we got to get to the case now. So, Anthony, tell me, what kind of case aesthetic are we going for? You want something like an O11 Dynamic where it's got the glass in the front, glass on the side, lots of RGB. Is that what you're looking for? P-Sensor says my son's PC is running at plus 41C watching the stream. Plus 41C? Like over ambient? What do you mean by that? That's an actually, you got to go with some Be Quiet fans. Yeah, Be Quiet or Noctua. They both focus on quietness while also moving a lot of air. So 41C, that's totally comfortable. Mesh, RGB. Okay. I don't want to decide for you. But, RGB doesn't matter. You're not saying that the case doesn't matter. You want mesh and RGB doesn't matter. I got it. I thought you're saying whatever, it doesn't matter. No. I don't want to decide for you, but you did give me all I needed, really. I think the Langcool 216 then would be a good choice for you. It's not overly large, but large enough to contain all the... Ooh, they got the... Is that the Lamborghini one? They got the Lamborghini O11D Evo RGB. But they didn't label it as such. It is a nice looking case, and I do like carbon fiber, real carbon fiber, not appliques, but yeah. Oh, it's okay. That's okay. It was my misunderstanding. But yeah, I'll just go with the Langcool 216. This is a great case, great build quality. It has everything you need. Large 160 millimeter fans in the front. And just so you know, when you hear about like 140 millimeter, 160, 200 millimeter fans, the larger they are, the better they are at moving air while at lower RPMs. Meaning they're quieter. Let's see. Let's go for at least 1,000 watt power supply due to that 7900 XCX. They can be pretty power hungry at times, but the 7800 X3D is not as bad with that. So, wow, that's not a lot of power supplies. Probably because of this. Yeah. Okay. Now we have 4 pages. Wow, their compatibility filter is garbage. But let's choose 1,000 watts. Let's make it lowest price. Oh, no, not most popular. I don't care about that. Lowest price. Sonic Focus, 1,000 watt, 80 plus gold. You don't need the ATX 3.0 thing, but yeah. Seems to have 3 PCIe in case your card needs that. So there you go. Wait, what's the difference here? V3 GX, GX 1000. Vertex. All right, let's go for the Vertex. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 850 watt with 4080 Super and 5800X. Do I need to upgrade my power supply? Probably not. One of the big improvements they made from 30 series GPUs to 40 series NVIDIA GPUs were on the transient power spikes. Transient power spikes in 30 series high-end cards were bad, but they got a lot better for 40 series, which is nice and good and nice. I guess we'll go with an AIO here. It's going to raise up your build fee, but it's going to be a more solid overall cooler and more consistent. Liquid coolers also deal better with when your CPU heat spikes because that is absorbed in the volume of liquid better than just a heatsink. This should look good with the case right that... Wait, let me actually look at the fans on that case real quick. Because these kind of look like the... yeah, these... Let's see. We want to go with Lee and Lee, so it's all controlled Lee and Lee. But let's see what fans are on these. Because it has like a light loop and then the hub lighting up, and these don't. Well, I'll do the same thing I did on the last one, but we'll look at a 120 millimeter fan for the back of the case instead. So they have the SL Infinity, so we couldn't just go with that. I think that would look pretty good with the fans that are on the front of the case. So we select, it's 140. I need a 120. There it is. So select one of those, and then the SL Infinity AIO. There you go. You should, if we leave this as it is, you should be able to add the additional warranty, at least the 2-year one, depending on the price of it. Did they raise the price? Let's click this real quick. I didn't click it because you said to leave it out of the overall, but yeah, look at that. You're going to be right at about $2,500 before tax with a 2-year warranty. Look at that. Look at that. Because the system is done. Like, that's it. Okie dokie. There you go. All that for $2,002 and 93 cents plus tax. So you know the drill here. As you mentioned it earlier, right? Don't have them activate Windows, but have them install it for you. You know what to do. And again, I'm going to send you this build. You need to save the build, okay, in your Micro Center account. And let me know when you're done, so in case the next one or one after it is Micro Center build, I can clear this out without worrying about that. There's your build. Oh, God, every stream we get one. You guys see why I don't allow links in chat? There's your example right there. It was right up there for a second. That's why I don't allow links in chat. You guys got to understand, my viewer base is largely, as you guys will tell me yourselves, people who are new to PC stuff. So I don't want any links popping up that say things like, oh, man, I want to get into streaming. How does it work for me? And you might click the link. I don't think that none of y'all are naive enough for that, really, because it does take a level of naivety to be like, oh, that must be legit. Of course it's not. But the thing is, they wouldn't be doing it constantly if it didn't work sometimes. I don't want that. If it's a little inconvenient for us, sure, okay, I can deal with that. But I don't want anybody being taken advantage of like that. Spammers in my stream, it's more likely than I think. All right, Anthony, you're good to go. Let me know once you've saved the build or added it to cart, either way, and we can move on. Really? Another one immediately after? Wow. How are Corsair's AF Elites compared to the Maglevs? I would watch a review on that rather than just asking me randomly, because I haven't tested them against each other. Maglev is more of a longevity thing, okay? Because like fluid dynamic bearing is cool. In some orientations, it can reduce the longevity a little bit depending on how you have the fan sitting, how you have it oriented. So it's more of a longevity thing than necessarily a performance thing. That's my take on that. But if you want to see performance differences, I'm not here testing those immediately right now. So I'm not set up to answer that for you. No problem. I get spammers while DJing. It's super annoying. Luckily, well, the wife is always in there moderating. Yeah. I mean, I've got a couple people who are set up to moderate, but I mean, I can't pay anybody to moderate. So I can't expect anybody to be here all the time. More of a dual ball man myself, but they get noisy after a few years. I think Lopta, most people are, most guys are dual ball guys, to be fair. Except, you know, barring some kind of accident or something at some point, or you never know. Well, I think I found a passive heatsink for AM4. Yeah, I mean, I know Noctua makes a really good passive heatsink for that stuff, for most sockets. I can see using maglev for something that's running continuously. I have no budget. What's the best pre-build I can get? Well, if you have no budget, you have nothing that you can pay with. How am I gonna? You looking for a free PC? There's giveaways now and then. Sorry, Oxy Remedy. Also, don't try to cut the line and actually fill out the form that's linked in the description, because that's how it works. Michael, it's your turn. Up there in Canada, eh? Okay. Are you still with us, Michael? What's up, Delta Gaming? How's it going? Let's go out to full face cam. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Build saved. Thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated. No problem, Anthony. This is what I do. Thank you for your patience and going through the process as intended. That is always appreciated. That's how they feel about drum and bass. Oh man, I was so into drum and bass back in the day. I realize I'm here quite a bit. Couldn't be happier about that, dude. Always happy to have you here. Depends on how they feel. Okay. That said, I'm typing this on a machine that was cobbled together from mostly scrap. The Scrapyard Wars is coming back, and I could not be more excited. I love that series back in the day. Right there on me too. I don't know if you meant that for the drum and bass comment or the Scrapyard Wars comment. Both are valid. Lone Star Texan says sick music, man. Thank you. If you're talking about the music that's playing in the background right now, that is just go to backingtrack.gg. It is free for use for streaming, for content creation. You can actually download the tracks for use in your videos, and it's awesome. Scrap, you recently rewatched the old ones. I need to go back and rewatch them. AF Elites perform better, but with more noise. Interesting. Brethren, how are you doing? Question for you. What is your favorite GPU that you have used or owned? Favorite one that I've owned was probably my, well, okay. There's, I don't know, like, in what way? My 3090 for the Win 3 Ultra Gaming from EVGA for nostalgia purposes. That thing is now in the hands of Cuddles, and I hope he takes very good care of it because that was my baby. But also I have the Avatar collab 7900 XTX, and that's probably one of the nicest looking GPUs I have. And I'm just really like I'm afraid to use it because there's like 500 of those. So that's just cool in general, having something limited edition. But I mean, in terms of just raw horsepower and efficiency, or not efficiency, but efficacy, just how good it is at what it does, it was $49. And it's just the king of GPUs right now. What can you do about it, you know? Not something I would have been able to afford if I had to buy it. Put it that way. Case was free but new in box. Something we inherited from his late uncle. My son likes the window. Your best pre-built will be whatever you can cobble together from parts on the curb. Medic says, good thing I'm here. We got some single ball problems. No, okay, I get it. I get where that was now. I joined to listen to the basic info on PC building. Doc, glad to have you. I have a Y70 Touch, the Panda one, ordered already. 5,000 limit. Nice. Looking to go white built. Well, Michael, okay, let's get into yours, Michael. So you're looking for a parts list. Okay. Man, I'm not getting to do any of my SI buddies here. So white build, parts list. What is your actual maximum budget? And you can say it in Canadian, actually, because we're going to use PC Part Picker Canada. I like Adam Savage's YouTube channel. I watch Tested all the time. It's one of my main channels that I watch. And to be clear, it was almost painful for me to watch the Nerdforge video of them touring his cave, because that was like one of my pipe dream. This will probably never happen, but I would be amazed and I would love to do this. But he's in San Francisco, and that's where I mean, one of my only chances to meet him was going to be at what is it, Open Sauce, and I had to miss it. So there's some stuff on my shirt. I like barely see it in the monitor, but anyways. So it was like the FOMO. That's like a dream for me, is to visit the cave and do a tour of it. And I would love, look, Adam Savage. The chances of Adam watching my channel at any point, very slim, admittedly, and that's okay. But Adam, right here, awesome video idea. Let's build a PC case from random stuff in your cave. I'll bring all the PC parts, and let's just figure it out. Use the ATX standard for where the mounting points are, all that stuff. Let's do it. That'd be super cool. But yeah, Adam Savage is one of my all-time heroes. The question that people ask each other when they have nothing else to talk about, like one of the questions anyway, where it's like, hey, if you could have dinner with 3 people, living or dead, who would they be? The other 2 people can change, and it does tend to change. Neil deGrasse Tyson or Bill Nye. God, I can't choose which do I want. Whatever, that kind of stuff can change. Adam Savage is always on that list. Always. And always will be. So, yes, I watch his channel a little bit, yes. The one-day builds, love them. Just him being Adam Savage in a place that he has made his own completely. That's awesome. And just building stuff. So sad that Grant named Hard Pass. It is, yeah. They're an amazing team. The whole team there. Landfill case would be kind of cool. Met Savage at Fan Expo Denver. He seems so gracious to everyone he meets. Delta Gaming, thank you for listing some parts and asking if it would be good together. Those would be fine together, but I don't know what your use case is, what you're going to use it for. If it's just for gaming, if it's for streaming, if it's for content creation, I have no idea. That is why we have the forums. I'm about to do a parts list for somebody right now. The only thing is this. If you go with 12th gen Intel and later on you want to upgrade to like 13th or 14th gen and you go with a high-end one, we're finding that there could potentially be an inherent issue with 12th and 13th gen architecture that leads to degradation over time. That's why people have games freezing, why I have issues exporting videos on my 14900K. You're locking yourself into that ecosystem. Keep that in mind. $5,000 budget in Canadian. Okay. And you're using this for gaming. I'm not showing the screen. Sorry. Gaming, content creation / video editing, and graphic design. And you would like the ability to upgrade your CPU down the line, so we do need to go with AMD on this. And you want to invite. I know what motherboard we're going with. Oh, yeah. Now, keep in mind, all right, Michael, keep in mind the fact that 9000 series Ryzen processors are coming out in 15 days, okay, before you go buying, because you said that you want to make your purchase within a month. So I'm going to go ahead and do the build, but just in your mind, keep in mind that I'm probably going to recommend that you go with the 9950X instead of whatever we put in here, okay? We'll go with a 7950X for now. Or the X3D. Wow, oh, it's Canadian. I got to remember that. And you're looking to do this in 4K. Just for gaming. Good to know, Delta Gaming. But if you're looking for help, please do as everyone else did, and please fill out that form, okay? I can't do favoritism and have somebody cut the line. I'm literally helping somebody as we speak. Used to drive my RC cars over there where Mythbusters did some of their stuff in Alameda. What's going on, Kenneth? That sounds awesome. I have 4K gigabyte monitor, and I'm fine to wait for the 9950X. I have to wait about a month for the case. What case is that? I do need to know these kinds of things. If you're, oh, the Panda Y70. Okay, Y70 Touch. Okay, you already said. You already told me that. Well, we'll have this as a placeholder then. So let's go with the motherboard. And hey, you've already got a gigabyte monitor. Let's do a gigabyte motherboard because they have the best motherboards for white builds. Look at this beauty. I mean, come on. Look at that. So nice. So nice. They have some coming out in September that are even more like towards the white aesthetic where all the plastics are in white as well. But this is already such a gorgeous motherboard. You ain't even got to worry about waiting for that, okay? And the price too, $350. Oh, it's out of stock there. $369 from Newegg Canada, and it has great I/O on the back. All the stuff you'll need. Yeah. I actually love gigabyte motherboards. I've liked gigabyte motherboards for a long time at this point. One thing that they've always been really good about is the fact that they don't put I/O behind a paywall. You don't have to spend another $200 just to get an extra 4 USB ports on the back. They're just like, well, we can do it, so here you go. Those ports are like a couple pennies a piece, or they're pennies a piece. Here you go. Yeah, good of them to do that. And we're gonna go 64 gigs of RAM. Now, there are larger kits of memory out there, okay? Like going with the, 2x48, right? 96 gigs of RAM. But those can be a little touchy when it comes to AMD. So we go 64 gigs, you'll probably never need more than that until you get, unless you're really getting into professional video editing where that's all you do all day and you do it at a very high level, like, oh, we're getting 6K raw, 8K raw, whatever, and really, really dense footage that's very hard to scrub through. It takes up a lot of RAM per frame. Okay, whatever. Anyways, let's go with some white RAM to match the motherboard. White, white black, white silver, white gray. All are silver and white. There we go. And we're going to pick the rest of it too. We're going to go with 6000, DDR5 6000, CL30. Fast latency 30. And it's a sweet spot for Ryzen 7000 series. And hopefully, if they do things the way they did with AM4, they should keep that through Ryzen 9000 series. Trying Z5 Neo is what we want, because, or something that indicates that it is. Okay, let me ask you this. Michael, how much do you care about RGB? Do you want a lot of RGB on every part you can get, or does it not matter? Wait, is there no Z5 Neo here? Well, okay. And no flare? What's going on? Let me take the colors off of this, because that might have confused this thing. Yeah, there it is. It's in black, though. And the Neo's right there. There we go. That's the one we're looking for right there. It has to say AMD Expo. And the way that you can tell immediately with G-Skill Trident Z5 is that it says Neo. You got it, Delta. No problem. Okay. Now, this is a large drive. This is a 4 terabyte drive. Oh, man. King Superior Renegade's are more expensive than the T700. Let me check something real quick. We're not going to be able to see the Kingston here. That sucks. But is it T700 here? It is. Yeah, it's about the same. Yeah, we'll go T700. Especially if it's a little cheaper. That's PCIe Gen 5. Hell yeah. That's a hell of a deal right there. Remember, this is in Canadian, guys. Canadian rupees, all right? Not in American dollars. This would look really good in there. And it's seriously only, because I'm looking for a white GPU, and as you can, a white 4090. As you can see, in the more reasonably priced ones, there are none in white. But once you get up to here, the fact that the ROG Strix Gaming OC is only $25 more than the Gigabyte Aero OC. Yeah, where is this at? Who's got it for this price? Yeah, that's Canada Computers. Very cool. Okay. I mean, that's a huge chunk of your budget, though. It's like half your budget. Damn. Maybe 4080 Super instead? That's still 4K. Well, we'll change it if we need to. But that is an insane GPU right there. It is also insanely expensive. We might need to go 4080 Super, to be honest. That or go with a 2 terabyte or just a lower priced M.2 or just whatever changes we would need to make. Let me ask you real quick, Michael. You already purchased your case. Is that included in your budget or no? Death of Nightshade. It's this peach berry ice. M2 drives I got in my Phoenix PC build had Team Group 2 terabyte drives in it and 2 terabyte SATA SSD, but I never hear anything about them. What's your opinion on them? About what? Team Group or SATA SSDs? What did you mean specifically? The real storm. Sorry, I'm making it on here. Had a family. I'm sorry to hear you had a family emergency. You're good. If you want assistance, though, you do need to fill out the form. No, it's not. It's not included in the price. Okay, cool. So we should still be able to eke this out, eke out a build here with the amount that we have. Power supply and CPU core. Yeah. Let's take a look here. I wish they would make this in 1,000. Well, let's try to go for a 1200 watt because that's a 4090 in this build. Tough Power GF3 Snow. Yeah, GF3 is a solid power supply. And I'll verify that for you, but it is. No, not that. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Okay, GF3. There you go. Tough Power GF3. Gold rated right there. A tier A high end, 1200 watt. There it is. Plus it has it's ATX 3.0 compatible, so it has 12 VH PWR included. So there you go. Just to take a quick look, see if the connectors are shown. They're not. But this should come with some pretty nice cables as well. Now, I'm going to check something really quick. Let me see. I want to see what fans come with the Y70 Touch. I don't recall from when I built 2 PCs in this thing. I don't remember what fans are included with it, if any. Don't do that. Ugh. So you got the Panda one. I just realized, yeah, this is the Panda one. We don't need to white out all the components, but it will look good in there with like having a pristine white build in there. Because there's not like a lot of white in the front facing part of the case. That should help with that actually, but let me see here. Doesn't have a thing that says what's included. That's great. Good job, guys. Unless I had just missed it. I shouldn't be talking smart. You can do a 140 in the back, 3 120s on the side, 3 120s on the top with a radiator as well. And in the bottom, 3 120s. But what comes with it? It might be in the pictures here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it doesn't come with any fans. It comes with 0 fans. I think that's not cool. It should come. I mean, the Y60 came with fans. Okay. Arctic Liquid Freezer 3. It's supposed to be a really nice cooler, but it has a thicker radiator. We can't go with this. As shown here, the max radiator thickness you can have. Let's see, top radiator at 68 millimeters thick for the top. I think that's maybe fan and radiator included. So we go here. Click on this right here. Okay, no dimensions are included here. Take your time, buddy. I know it didn't matter which one I clicked on, but... Oh, it's 38 millimeters thick. Usually you're looking at 28 to 30. Did they really misspell cable length on their own? Look at this. Arctic, what are you doing? Cable length. Good job, guys. This is a technical sheet. There's a technical specifications listing right here. Like, come on. Wait, here, well, hold on. Here too? That's brilliant, guys. Very inspiring. Wow. Oh, whatever. It's a typo. Everybody has it. It happens. There's not going to be any specs on the fans. But I get the feeling that, well, they're not going to be 30 millimeter fans. Right? So you have 38 millimeters of thickness for the radiator. Give me a combo depth to that. Come on. No, it's just the packaging. Okay, so we have the P12, PWM. Okay. Now I got to go over here and find out. And it's because of how the Y series cases fit radiators. Like they have a dedicated space for your radiator, and it needs to be it needs to fit that. So I don't think that this is gonna, unless in this one. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to set you up with something that's not going to work. I am supposed to get one of these, by the way. And we'll see if that happens, but I'm supposed to get one. Yeah, it just gives me 68 millimeters thick. Do they mean the radiator itself? Because if that's the case, that's any radiator can fit in the top. Whatever. This is 38 millimeters on the thing, so that should be fine. And the fans aren't 30 millimeters, so it won't be over 68 millimeters total. So you should be okay. And then we just get more of these fans. Let's do that so I can copy over so I can find the matching fans for it. That's 214 from Memory Express. Case fans. And there's a 3-pack. It is $74.98. You'll need 2 of these, so that goes above budget. You will need another one of those. So it's going to be like $5,080 Canadian. Because you need some for the very bottom. Okay, you need some to go in the basement there. But there's. Let me know if this is okay. I can adjust this build to make certain parts a bit cheaper. Please let me know. I filled out the form recently. How long do you think it will take? It's probably going to take a while. If you just did it recently, I'm up here and I still have these people to help. And you, Luis, where's yours? I don't see a Luis Ramirez listed here. So, did you submit it properly? Gigabyte Aero is my favorite white GPU. I mean, if it's $25 between that and the, Asus top of the line GPU that they have, why not go for that? Yeah, I can change that down, and that'll. We do have a difference in price here that we can change that to help bring down that overage just a little bit. That sounds doable. All right, cool. Let me save this then. The thing is, guys, I do take my time with these. And there's some that go quickly just because that's the nature of them. They can go quickly. But I'm sure when your turn comes up, unless it naturally goes quickly, I'm sure you wouldn't want me to rush through yours either. Okay. Also, if you come into the stream after roll call, like we're in the beginning, I'm like, hey, if you're here, let me know you're here. So and then I mark these, like highlight them. You have to let me know that you're here waiting for your turn. Otherwise, I won't know. I'm not there combing through this and then looking through viewer lists and then cross-checking. I'd never get anything done. You have to let me know. Luisi, you're going to have to change your username on YouTube or what shows up in chat because, first off, if you look at the form, in bold, it says, if you ignore the instructions in any of the questions, you agree to be roasted on stream. It's a good-natured roast, don't worry, right? But then you proceeded to ignore the instructions in the first question. The first one. I even put a very helpful picture for you here, where whatever you put here has to match what shows up here when you talk in chat, because I can't verify that that's you. You could have just seen the list and said, oh, that one's me. I don't know that. Lopta is here, but not waiting for a build. Thank you for the update. Appreciate it. I resubmitted the form. Be here whenever you get through the list. I do see. Okay, see, there you go. Now you're telling me that. Wait, why'd you resubmit it? You're right there. All you got to do is tell me that you're here. Like your submission doesn't go away just because I don't help you out during that one stream. But I'm curious. The Real Storm, if that is the real name. How did your budget go from 2,500 to less than 1,000? If it's a problem that happened or something that happened in your life that made that, but like this is a very different form because of that. What's going on there? Did your voice just crack, Ray? I did that for effect on purpose. Northern Lights just gifted 5 memberships to the YouTube community. Let's go, nerds. That's a YouTube membership for Michael Perrin. There you go. There's one we just did. Dank Polio, Mintiness, Just True, and Chad Clenard. Welcome to the swarm. Thank you, Northern Lights. Appreciate it. I didn't need to be echoey there still. I'm sad Braythorn missed my board joke. Which reminds me, Braythorn, have you heard of the dyslexic board? We are the board, you'll be assimilated. Resistance is fun time. fun tile. You will be, oh, as laminated. As laminated, got it. Fun tile, I get it. I get it. I'm glad I didn't miss that. Brog, the Brog. I'm sorry, I'm reading tiny words on the screen. What do you want from me? I like that they can spell aluminum. You misspelled aluminum, Lopta. Just saying. Yeah, that's sorry. That's my bad. Should I resubmit the form? You can just change what shows up in chat to what you want it to be. The thing is, guys, if you submit your Twitch name into the form, hang out in the Twitch chat. The stream experience is the same. Now that is also streaming in 4K. You're not missing anything by going over to Twitch instead. But that also means, of course, now the latency is a little bit worse on Twitch, which that was one benefit of watching on Twitch, is that it was less latency. But yeah. Still less than YouTube, yeah, but it's not as good as it was. My DQO persona was Storm, DCUO. DC Universe Online. Right. That I chose the real Storm as there are a lot of storms. Right, but that it should be 2,500. I didn't change it. When you resubmitted the form, I mean, there have been, let's see how many. At this point, 565 form submissions. And it doesn't change the amount on you. It doesn't change the amount automatically. It doesn't do that to anybody. Just letting you know. I was wondering why you chose that, and if that's the correct thing now. But okay, here's what's going to happen then. The Real Storm is next. Then Toflak, Pros Architect, Whippy Sam, and Juan Soto. That's probably going to be it for tonight if I can get through all those. I might not be able to get through all of those. Just letting you know. Also, Pros Architect, I see that you are in Argentina, and I've tried to help somebody else who was in Argentina as well. It was really difficult because getting parts over there, I know, is really difficult. So I'm just going to let you know right now, it's probably not going to be very easy for me to do. So for Whippy Sam and Juan Soto, you might not be able to get help tonight because this might take a very, very long time. Crash, I can't do 60%. I don't, there's too many PC functions that I do, Windows functions and things like that I use shortcuts for, hotkeys for, and stuff like that. And I know there's layers. I already have to do stuff like that with the keyboard that I have, and it's almost in the realm of 60%, but there are extra buttons on this thing that help me get past that. Generally 75 is where I like to hang out. We got a Darmok and Jalad reference there. Very nice. There's not, you know, there's so many people, you know, Star Wars, I love Star Wars, but I also love Star Trek. And I'm not super knowledgeable about it, but I do know some of the, you know, I'll catch stuff like that, and it's nice to see. I like the chat format on Twitch better. That's what I always kind of like. I don't go looking for streams on YouTube. I watch streaming on Twitch if I watch streaming at all. The only streams I will regularly watch on YouTube is going to be, you know, like the Full Nerd, basically, is the main one. Warning about new NVIDIA 4090 scam just hit the market. Don't buy from third-party sellers, guys. If you're going to buy anything online, make sure it's from the actual site itself, not a third-party seller. Oh, thank you for the tier 1 sub, Real Story. Appreciate that. We're going to go ahead and do yours now. I'm going to delete this other entry. Let me make sure everything else is the same. Okay. It is. On the main stuff, anyway. In black, yes, yes, yes. 1080p. Oh, you put I don't know for your resolution here, and then you put 1080p up here. Is that correct? That you're going to be using a 1080p resolution monitor for your system? Is that right? Hey, there you go. We got it, Luis. There you go. That's what I was looking for. Now I can verify that it is you. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this one. Delete row. Okay. Now, okay. So pre-built. You're looking to do quite a bit with that at 1080p though. Is that? No, I need. Okay. I don't want to decide for you. The reason I ask, whenever I'm asking a question that I need an answer to, and I get the, whatever you say, what do you think? It's really a lot like when it's like, hey babe, where do you want to eat? Would you like to eat somewhere? I don't know. What do you want? Why did I even ask the question? I asked first. You're required to come up with an answer. Don't just make me make suggestions and say no repeatedly. Like, that's the worst. But I get to relive that pretty regularly here whenever I'm trying to get you to decide about something you're about to spend a couple $1,000s on. I need to know what resolution of monitor you already have or you're going to want to get. And I have little explainers on each one of these to assist with that. If you're going to be doing a budget-oriented system, which you're not, $2,500 is a good budget. It's a pretty high-end system. Or if you're doing esports, are you doing either of those? I don't think so, right? I didn't see esports as a listing here under the use case. You're doing content creation and video editing plus music production and streaming as well. So I wouldn't go with something under 1440p very likely, because you'll probably want that screen real estate. Like, not just screen, I don't mean screen real estate as in the size of it, I mean the resolution of it. You can at least go 1440p with this. But that's why there's all these little explanations there. 4K, most expensive standard monitors, best for AAA gaming, and content creation, typically best suited to higher budget systems. All the explainers are there so that you can answer that. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to change this to 1440p for you. Because with $2,500, you can easily get a system that does 1440p. And you're looking to get this within a week after you order it. You want this thing quickly. I'm going to tell you another thing. I suggest that you lower that expectation because of the fact that you want to do these other things. Content creation, video editing, streaming, music production. If you do something that's a pre-configured system or ready to ship, we can't be picky about that motherboard. And for those use cases, you do want to be picky about your motherboard. So let's do something where we can customize a system and it doesn't take long for you to get it. And I can do that with, there should be one of these here somewhere. One of these iBuyPower systems. There we go. So this is my iBuyPower builder here that lets us do ND systems. And there are some really nice options in here. Okay, let's take a look at this. Motherboard is, we're going to go with this one here. So take a look at this. The reason I love this motherboard is it's from the original system, the baseline system. It is only a $19 upcharge to get this motherboard, and look at the I/O on this sucker. Look at this. So when you're streaming, you might eventually get stuff like Stream Deck, maybe the pedal, if you want to be able to make stuff happen without touching anything. You see that? I'm using the pedal right now, and it's amazing. But that's another USB device. External capture cards. Of course, your mouse, keyboard, headset. Is it a USB mic, or maybe it's a USB audio interface? You have to eventually connect, as you get more things for streaming, more and more devices. And plenty of those devices prefer to go directly into the motherboard. If they go into a hub or something, they're going to act a little wonky. This thing is great for $19 increased price over the one that it comes with by default, which is this one here. Not a bad motherboard by any stretch of the imagination, but compare that I/O to the other. The other is much better. So we choose that right there. Bam. $19 extra. That's it. Let's see. I put you over to a 4070 Super. We're going to upgrade you to 64 gigs of RAM instead of 32. Power supply is fine there. 2 terabyte Western Digital. That's a free upgrade to 2 terabytes. So you want to keep that, okay? Which is really nice. The case is, why is it on? Oh, hold on. The case is on the Y70. I don't recommend that for a content creation machine. I'll put you on this one right here. Saves you $157, and it's a nice looking case. Plus, if you end up following the pre-built rebuilt series, okay, this is the case I'm using for that series. So you'll be able to, in every video, watch me work in this case and follow along with that if you're upgrading anything, even as simple as adding storage or swapping out your fans or doing anything like that, okay? Hello, just got a new PC. Want to test it? Any other software other than OCCT? I mean, Cinebench is free. You can get R23 or R24. IDA64 is paid. You have to pay for that. But yes, okay. I'm not going to go over that whole list. Gamers Nexus and Jay's 2 Cents both have videos showing you free software you can get to test your PC. Just check those out on YouTube. All right, have a good one, Lapta. Thanks for coming in. There's no drop dead date. I'm up to what is the best, of course. Okay. I asked you about the capture card. Is it better to get as part of the system or use external? That's going to be a preference thing. I don't think that they have capture cards as an option here in the Easy Builder. But you're going to be limited if you get it from an SI. Internal capture cards are plug and play. You plug it in. It's one screw to attach it and plug it into the PCIe port, PCIe slot, and then you close up your system, power it up, and then you're good to go. There's going to be an episode of Pre-Built Rebuilt on how to add capture cards. In the meantime, you can use an external one if you want to. You might still need that at some point. Now, we can actually bump up the GPU, I think, to another NVIDIA one. 4070 Ti Super. Look at that. But right now, we're on a 7700X CPU. So I would say, considering you want to do music production, content creation, video editing, I'd say the CPU needs to be buffed up before the GPU does. But there's not really... What I would do, actually, is this. Stick with this CPU for now. It's an 8-core, 16-thread CPU. It's going to do the job for now. And then wait until prices drop on 9000 series Ryzen. After half a year they've been out, something like that, and then get yourself a 9950X or something. This power supply can handle it. This motherboard can handle it. But if you stick with the 7700X, it'll do the stuff you want it to do, and you're not spending a bunch of money on a CPU. You're not spending $500-600 on a 7950X before 2 weeks before the 9950X is launched. How about that? And instead, you can get yourself a 4070 Ti Super, which let me show you the jump up in performance here. Okay, I think I have it right here. Here is the 4070 Super. You're going up 2 spots if you get the 4070 Ti Super. Wait, is this the 4K? That's 4K Ultra. We're looking at 1440p. Wait, no, I was here. 4070 Super, it's still about the same. 4070 Ti Super is basically 2 steps up. But yeah, it's a good jump up in performance there. Plus VRAM, you're getting 16 gigs of VRAM instead of 12, and that can help with the endeavors of which you speak. So let's do that. I think it would be a good build. And that, instead of $50 off like the 4070 Super, you're getting $100 off on the 4070 Ti Super, which is what allows us to do this and stay within budget. Here's another fun fact. My code gets you 5% off of this price. So let's see what else we got here for free stuff. I can always recommend that... well, okay, we'll skip that for now. You might want that, but let me see. Light bars are nice, especially if you're trying to do video editing and stuff in a dark room. It helps keep everything from hurting your eyes, and that's $20. So I'm looking for free stuff. And you're getting a free desk mat. You can get a free shirt. Just choose your size, whatever. There's a bunch of little limited time stuff. Be sure to look through that. There's some neat things in there. If you don't like this case, you can choose another one, but I do not recommend a height Y series case, a Y40, Y60, or Y70, because you want to add PCIe cards. And with these, you can only put in half height ones. Haha, see? Maybe they knew exactly what they were going to be doing when they chose that name. Another great option for your case is the Montech King 95 Pro for an additional $58. So let me ask you this. Last question, we'll finish up the build here right now. After that, which case do you prefer between these two? For a difference of $58, but this still will be under budget and shipping should be free. Which case do you prefer between these two? Do you like that glass front and side? Do you prefer that? What do you think? What time do you usually go live? It's Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Central, for the PC matchmaking streams like this one right here. I have a Sunday gaming stream that's only on Twitch every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central, but that's not what you're asking about, I'm sure. What's up, Mustang? How's it going? Easiest to get around inside. It would probably be the King 95 Pro because it opens up completely, front and side. So I would choose that one then. So now this is $20 above budget. Oh, no. Yeah, don't worry. Oh, wait, do we have a 360 on here? We do. That's going to make upgrading that easier down the line. I mean, it's going to make upgrading the CPU easier down the line. You don't have to upgrade your cooler. Well, let's go ahead and add this to cart. And by the way, the GPU will come shipped uninstalled in its own box. You do need to install the GPU, but as you said, you have some experience building, so you just need, you just need a screwdriver, and then that's it. Okay, do cart, and let's see right there. Look at that. This is $126 off with code Brayathorn6. Yeah, $23.94. You can actually take that $126 if you want, and check this out. What we can do with that? Well, no, I wouldn't actually, because you're getting free upgrade to 2 terabytes of storage. You could get faster storage, like a 2 terabyte Western Digital Black SN850X is exactly $130 more. But here, you're going from having the Western Digital Blue SN580, 1 terabyte, and suddenly you have a 2 terabyte. If you prefer Kingston Fury Renegade, 2 terabyte Gen 4 is $144. But yeah, $130 if you want the SN850X. I wasn't sure how I felt about the Skytech Omega 2 case. Really growing on me. That's the thermal tape one, right? Check in for all when I can. Cool. 2 is worth have the room. What do you mean? They're both 2 terabytes. You're already getting 2 terabytes. This is faster. That's what it is. It's not DRAM-less, and it goes from up to 4,150 megabyte per second read speeds to 7,300. Here's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and make that change. You're just missing out on that 1 extra free terabyte of this slower drive. Instead, you're getting a faster drive with DRAM integrated as well, which makes it, which means that it's not going to like slow down after a certain amount of time. Yeah, HMD is not bad though; it is getting better. But yeah, we'll do that. And then when you look at it in the cart, it's going to be about $2,500, $2,520, something like that. 25.17 and 50 cents. Free keyboard and mouse, free desk mat, all that good stuff. Okay, if that's worth it for you, I'll go ahead and send you this build just as it is. Don't forget, though, you do have to use the code to get it at budget. Okay, want to do it that way? Cool. there. Oh, and also code is Braithorn6. Now that 4070 Ti Super, that thing can do 4K as well. Not as well as a 4080 Super or 4090, obviously, but it can do 4K as well if you're wanting to ever go that route. You have enough power supply to power both the CPU, GPU, everything else, all with no problems. 1050 watt. Yeah, that system's good. Should do everything you need. And it has an estimated shipping date of 7/23/2024. So July 23rd. It is currently the 16th. So this is a custom system. We customized this to your to basically to your needs and your budget, and with a very tight tolerance on that budget. We got just $17 over, and you're just going to add a week to getting it. Not bad. Alrighty, Toflak, Tuflak, Toflak. I'm not sure exactly how to say that, but it's your turn if you're still here. No problem, Storm. I got you. And this just goes to show you guys, if I don't get to help you during the stream where you filled out your form and submitted it, that means that you're still in there and you're earlier in, like, just because Storm put in one later doesn't mean I'm going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to go, but you're later. No, they were before all the other people I'm helping out in this stream, so I help them first. So if you don't get help in this stream, you're going to get help sooner than other people in the next streams. Just make sure you come back so I can actually do that. It seems to me that there are vendors on AliExpress located in Brazil that specialize in South America. Yeah, but like, I'm going to do parts list on AliExpress though. I know Zach does it. I know Zach is cool with it. He buys parts from AliExpress, but also he's an experienced builder. He can tell if something is a little, a little bit not legit. He can troubleshoot parts that are having any weird issues. He can, I don't think he'd ever have a problem figuring out, oh, this is a driver issue. Let me update the drivers, or this is this issue, or whatever, or this thing needed a BIOS update really bad. But if someone does a parts list, they're generally going to be able to build a PC. Like they're feeling like they can either follow the instructions or they've built PCs before. But when I tried to do a build in Argentina before, I think we had to order the parts from some company in Brazil. It was really tough. Like in Argentina, getting parts is really, really tough. And in South America in general, it can be really hard to get PC parts depending on where you're at. Okay, I'm going to check chat now and see if they're here. No? They're not there anyway. And let's check here. Okay. Toflak, Tuflak. It's your turn. It shows that you are lurking in the YouTube stream in chat. So you gotta talk to me here, buddy. Or you should do a partnership with Build-A-Bear Workshop for Bray plushies. Build-A-Bear. I'd love to do one for RGB. That'd be awesome. We have far too many Build-A-Bear products in this household. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Toflak not responding on YouTube chat. Hope they're caught up with the stream so they know I'm calling their name. I would totally buy a plush RGB. Yeah, that'd be awesome. You know, they do the little sound things in them. Just have one of me yelling, "Let's go, nerds." That'd be kind of cool. But I'm not nearly big enough for that kind of thing. All right, it's not even close. Give it 5 years or so. We'll get there. Medic, okay, back. Sorry if I already answered already. Okay, team group drives. I have heard some complaints from SIs about failure rates for team group, but they're not like they're not to where they wouldn't use them at all. It's just some complaints about it. Like boutique builders, a lot of them you're not going to necessarily see using team group. I don't remember if though. The problem is I don't remember if it was because of the RAM or the storage. I don't remember. Okay, well, let me ask, is Pros Architect here? Pros, are you here? JPB, happy to do it. Thanks for doing these wonderful streams and videos. Thank you for allowing me to do it for a living, guys. I couldn't have asked for a better job. I love this job. We have a good symbiosis going on here, you know? And it means a lot to me. And every time you guys save money on a PC with using one of our codes, you're helping me do that. So thank you. The thing is, keep this in mind. When have I ever hesitated? Like, there's been times where I recommended Micro Center over going with an SI because of the whole shipping thing and all that. That's me turning down you using a coupon code and supporting the channel. And instead, if Micro Center is better for the viewer, that's where we go. I always check myself on that. I try to avoid any kind of bias when it comes to where I send you guys. The main reason that I try to stick with SIs that have coupon codes, other than ones that just don't do them, like Falcon Northwest just doesn't do them, right? NZXT doesn't do them. I don't, you know. Is because the reason that we have a coupon code with them is because, in a way, we vetted them through the community. So that's kind of if it's one that I don't have a coupon code with, I probably don't know a lot about them too. So it makes me a little uneasy about having you get your build from there. Okay, so Pros Architect did not answer either. All right, Whiffy Sam. Whiffy Sam, are you here? And Pros Architect, it shows that you're still lurking in chat, so you do have to say something. You gotta say hi or hey, I'm here or something. All right, Sam is here. Cool. All right, we'll get into that. And we have another Micro Center build. Hey, there we go. I wasn't mentioning that for any purpose, by the way. It wasn't anything like that. But Indianapolis Micro Center pre-built. Let me ask you this, Sam, if I may. Your budget is listed as $3,500. So is that the actual maximum budget, or does it go any higher than that? That's probably way more than enough. But let's see what you're using it for. Gaming, pro gaming / esports, streaming, content creation / video editing, and racing sim / flight sim. Yeah, that's going to be a heck of a system there. But is it between 3,500 and 4,000 somewhere? What's the actual max budget for the system? If it's exactly 3,500, that's totally fine. And Sam, also, I hope you've listened in when I've been doing the other Micro Center builds so that you know the stuff about like your Windows license and stuff like that. That's why it is good, even if it's not your turn yet, to listen in and actually pay attention to how I'm handling things, particularly if it's similar to what you're going to be getting. Hey there, first time watching one of your streams. I'm sure you've been asked this 1,000 times, but I'm going to ask again, what do you have in your PC? I wish my main PC was actually AMD at this point, but it's a 14900K and a 4090. 96 gigs of DDR5, what is it, 64 or 62? I don't remember at this point. 6400. DDR5 6400, 96 gigs, and a whole whack ton of storage. Lots and lots of storage. It is a Falcon Northwest system. But the reason I mentioned the whole AMD thing is because I've been having those high-end Intel problems that everyone's been talking about. It's been hitting me hard, man. The last 2 streams, my PC is frozen completely on stream. And I've had, like, probably about... when I'm exporting a video, it's like a 50-50 chance of it succeeding or the PC freezing. It's great. I love it. Downgrade to a 12900 KS. I could do that. I've even got a 14700K lying around, but even those are having some of the issues. I would rather just switch platforms. I mean, think about this. If I retire this thing for now, in the state that it's in, I can avoid I can avoid any further physical harm if it's causing physical degradation in CPU. Just shut it down and set it aside until there's a BIOS update that is guaranteed to not cause that. That'd be great. If it's an inherent problem with 13th and 14th gen CPUs, there's not much I can do about that, though. Yeah, the stream freezes make me sad. They make me sadder, probably. They make me also very angry. And it's very frustrating. 3500, pretty strict. Okay. Probably, I mean, maybe, well, we'll probably not do a 4090 then. We'll see what we can do with Micro Center. But, yeah, we'll see what we get. Because this build has to be balanced. You're talking about a lot of different use cases here. So, yeah. And also, the same thing goes. The same thing goes as with the other AMD builds. If you want to get the most out of this system, I know it said you want to make your purchase within the week. But if you wait an additional week and a day, the 9950X will be available, and that's what I recommend for this system because of all the stuff you want to do with this. Okay? All these use cases you want. Gaming, pro gaming, esports, because it's supposed to be amazing for, you know, for gaming as well. Streaming, content creation, video editing, racing. Right here, I'm anticipating that the 9950X is going to be very good for video editing and content creation in general. Racing sim / flight sim. You want your system in black. Okay. Now the motherboard's going to stay the same. The rest of the system's all going to stay the same. Just the CPU. So you can keep this list. You might have to replace one part or another if they get out of stock. You're going to keep this list and just change out the CPU. Yeah, I've always been Team Blue. Oh, Jack Cramp, how's it going? How are you? I've always been Team Blue, but am switching to Team Red for my next build. I just don't trust Intel right now. How long has this been going? Like, it has to be some kind of integral problem with the way that with the architecture. It must be. And they really piled the blame onto the motherboard manufacturers. But it is true. Motherboard manufacturers should not be doing what they're doing, where they're cramming so much power into this thing. It is $479 for a 7950X 3D, but I'm thinking this, well, this is only $25, $20 more. You're probably looking at like, actually, let me see if I can figure this out. Wow, they're guessing that the 9950X might be around $699. It's not that surprising. It comes down to it. Let me see. Yeah, the launch price of the 7950X was $699 as well. So yeah, that's something to consider. But we'll choose a 7950X for now, and that just means we need to set aside $200 for this, for the CPU. It's when it comes to doing something like content creation, the best performance you can get can make a big difference. Whatever extra couple $100 you got to spend right now, you're going to be using this thing for years to come. So, yeah, for someone who enjoys editing, sure, if it slows down a little bit here and there, it's probably not going to bug you that much. But if you don't like editing, if it's running poorly, it makes it 100% worse. Rift, that's not how this works. just saying, is this good? Yeah, it's a computer. Computers are good. Is it good for you? I have no idea because you're not giving me any information about you, just a list of parts. Okay? Fill out the form that's listed in the description. The first thing, if you look at the stream description, it's the first thing there. Click on that link, fill out the form, and don't try to cut the line because I don't appreciate it when other people have been waiting. You see this list right here? Other people have been waiting their turn and someone else comes in and just says, hey, shut up about this person who's been waiting. Help me now. No, I mean, if you're new here and you don't know about it, that's okay. I get it. But you can hear me helping somebody right now. So you know I'm already helping somebody and you're trying to get me to stop that. Don't do that. Check the description, fill out the form. All will be well, and all manner of things will be well. $59.50, yeah, $799. Yeah, Raxus, I was really happy when the 7950X came in at $100 cheaper. I was actually impressed at that. I was like, that's where the industry needs to go. Like, manufacturers need to recognize a recession and be like, yo, we want to be competitive here. Let's do that. It was good to see. And I was hoping maybe they would even go down to like $649, you know, and keep that trend going, but I doubt that's going to happen. We're doing a black build. Oh, I hate that. Compatibility filter means I have to look at motherboards I don't want to look at, and that's really stupid. Like, don't lock that in. Pre-select it, but don't lock that in like that. That's really dumb. X670 and X670E. That's what we want to look at. And I'm thinking of the... Oh, we want ATX and EATX. Thank you. Well, why did it deselect that? That's really... Oh, because I turned off the compatibility filter. Okay. The dash F is what I would go for. Oh, 0 in stock. Ah. It did the thing again. It did the thing again, and I hate that. I hope they actually have this, but let's take a look at this. Yeah, that's damn good right there. Especially for the price of this thing at $229. Yeah, that'll do the trick. If you're talking about racing sim / flight sim, you're talking about streaming, you do need a lot of I/O, but you can add more as well down the line. This is pretty damn good right here. The one USB Type-C is a 20 gigabit per second, and you have 6 5 gigabit USB 3.0s and 2 10 gigabit USB 3.2s, 2.5 gig Ethernet, and Wi-Fi 6E. Even though it just says a 6 there, it should be Wi-Fi 6E. And indeed it is Wi-Fi 6E. There you go, all built in. It only says 1 in stock though, so they might not actually have that in stock, but that is a good motherboard for the price. The only downside is that it's not X670E, so you're not getting the double chipset thing, but this should be enough for what you're trying to do. 64 gigs of RAM, yep. Let's see here. Memory capacity. 2x32. 6000. And FWIW. All right, C5 Neo. There it is. No, it's tomorrow, huh, Crash? Very cool. Good evening, Bray. Hope everything's going good. What's up, Jazzman? How's it going? Nakey Jakey, how's it going? Hi. As the guy says, to lock the cores and don't voltage peak. Also, 2 cores go up to 6 gigahertz, which degrades the CPU. That's what I heard. I don't know. Well, I just put in a new BIOS update. I'm going to have to set some benchmarks, some stress tests to run overnight and monitor that. and we'll see what it does. We'll see what the max frequencies are and max voltages and all that, wattages. Okay. I'm going to do everything but the video card, and we'll see what we can get there. Alien Performance Plus 2 terabytes. 2 terabytes is a good start, and it's very easy to add more storage down the line. One of the easiest things you can do for your PC. Question for you, Sam. Because okay, I'm prepared to wait on buying 2. Perfect. What style of case are you? Here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay. Even though you can submit this order and have them build it for you same day and stuff, you should go there to do it. That way you can go to the case section and just look at cases. See which one you like in person. See if what aesthetic you like the most. You know what? It's check the build quality, things like that. But for now, what style of case are you looking for? Are you looking for something that's like a glass front, glass side? Are you looking for just as much performance as possible? Are you looking for as much RGB as possible? What do you have in mind? While you're saying that, I'll just come up with a power supply here. We'll probably do a 1,000 watt for now. Bump it up if we need to. I've been going to see Sonic so regularly, I might as well just narrow it down to those. Oh, am I in the wrong city? I didn't change the city? Damn. Thank you for the heads up. Supposed to be in Indianapolis. I'm gonna have to change some parts. It won't take long though. My bad. Thank you for the heads up. So it's gonna change some of the availabilities. Yeah, they don't have the 7950X there. Fine. However, they do have more of these motherboards, so that's nice. They have the same power supply. That's nice. I just have to change the power, change the CPU. It doesn't really matter because this isn't the CPU you're probably going to get anyway. But I'm trying to get the price as close as possible. Thank you, Vid76. Much appreciated. Yeah, it's been terrible in so many ways. Also, yeah, hi. Should have said hello first. It's okay. Also, you pronounced my last name correctly. That never happens. Thank you. I thank you for the thanks. I do appreciate that. I try to take that as seriously as I can. But, you know, we see so many names going through this. Yeah, there's going to be an episode dedicated to PC maintenance. Yes. Okay, so aesthetics. Totally viable. No problem. I'm going to probably say a King 95 then. Love the aesthetics on that thing. But again, don't settle on... And they have to have it in stock too. We'll find out. Don't settle on one case. Go there, look at them, and then decide. That's my input for you. They don't have a King 95 in black. Oh well. But they might have it in 2 weeks. Who knows? And I recommend getting the King 95 Pro if they have it, because that includes fans just like the Sky 2 does right here. Okay? But for the meantime, we can pick another dual chamber case, like the H6 Flow RGB right here. Love that case. It's my favorite case of 2023. So you haven't no, actually, Jack, I've been complaining about my 14900K nonstop. I had the Sunday stream and Thursday stream. During both of those, I experienced a complete PC freeze and had to reboot my PC, and it interrupted the streams both times. In fact, on Sunday, it was later in the night, and I was like, you know what, guys, I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream there. And also exporting videos. I got about a 50-50 chance that it successfully exports it. But today I went ahead and installed the latest, I updated to the latest BIOS, released from ASUS, so we'll see what happens. Okay, we're going to continue on doing the whole rest of the build and come back to the video card last. I guess we can go all NZXT for the fans, if they have them. For the cooler, I mean. They don't have... Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, it's the same. I guess we can leave those fans in there. They should work with other RGB softwares. They come with the adapters. That's totally fine. So maybe we go with something not too far off of that, the appearance of those. Montech Hyperflow. I haven't seen reviews on this thing, so I'm like, the pricing is really good, but in a Montech case, I'm like, yeah, go for that, so the fans match. But and by the way, guys, when I say the fans match, I'm not just talking about the overall layout of the RGB or the aesthetics, whether it has a halo or it has infinity mirrors or anything like that. When you have one brand for all of your RGB elements, that means they're generally going to be using the same LEDs for the RGB, meaning that when you're choosing one hex code or whatever, or RGB values for your RGB lighting, you're not going to get different color tones. That happens. It really does. And it drives me crazy. And it sucks that I can't choose a colorway for it. But, oh well. Let's say 360 then. Radiator size, 360. We went gigabyte, right? I'm not going to go gigabyte for the AIO. I was wondering if I'd gone ASUS or gigabyte. There's a second page. Let's list more items here. Make sure I see all the options. The reason I obsess over this so much is because this determines what fans you need for the case as well. Actually, let's do it this way. We're going to go to case fans and see what 140 millimeters they have for the bottom of the case. And then we'll pick our AIO based off of what fans they have in 140 millimeter. Fan size, 140. Lots of Lee and Lee. They always have a lot of Lee and Lee fans. See, they have the RX 140s from Montech. These are reverse flow fans, and they would look really good in there. We have 15 of those. Not that you need 15, I'm just saying. Why don't we go all Montech? It'll work just fine. Because then you have reverse flow for the bottom two 140 millimeter fans. That'll be nice. And then we go with, we'll get, okay, I think even the Montech cooler doesn't, we'll get the matching fans for the top and rear of the case as well. How about that? They're very inexpensive. And that's what we want to go for, because the differences between, you know, how much air is being moved and things like that, they can be, like, depending on your layout and how you set everything up and what, you know, how you set up your fan curves, it can be substantial, but in general sense, it's not a massive difference. Make this 2, update quantity. That's for the bottom of the case, all right? And they should know that over there. And then we'll get, let's see what the cooler is. It should have, the fans don't look exactly alike, so let's get some that do. And they can swap those out on the AIO. Here is the, where was it? There we go. Yeah, see, the fans do look a little bit different. You can leave these as they are. They're facing downward anyway. It won't make a huge difference. But I would probably swap the, just because I, you know, I would be bothered by it. You can swap these 3 fans out, keep them as reserves in case a fan dies on you and you have to replace it, whatever. And just get matching Montech fans for the AIO and for the rear of the case. That'll match the 2 fans on the bottom, and it will not break the bank. Now, after all this, we're going to go in and see what the highest end GPU we can get is. We're just getting everything else out of the way. We might be able to do a 4090 in here, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm aiming for you on this. And there we go. 9 in stock, and you need 4. So you're good. So it's going to be 3 on the AIO radiator and then 1 in the back. And these are not reverse flow because they're not supposed to be. These are standard flow. There you go. Now we can go and get the... We already got the case figured out, right? Did I not? Yes, I did. Okay, case is figured out. It's right there. There you go. If you want to have all of the fans match, I wouldn't do that. It would be a bit wasteful to remove the 3 RGB fans that come with it already. They don't seem to have enough of those Montech fans in stock to do that. If you wanted to, though, you could just get the non-RGB version of the H6 Flow and then just remove the black fans that come with it and put in 3 of those Montech ones. That's up to you. But remember, I'm building all this around the fact that you hopefully like the H6 Flow, but you can choose a different case when it comes to it. Let's get your video card and we'll be done. We have $2,000 for a video card. Right? Yeah, it was $3,500. Okay. So here we go. 1490. Let's just go most expensive GPUs. Here we go. That'll do it. Nice price. Go with the PNY right here. Now, it may turn out that they don't have this exact GPU in stock in 2 weeks when the new CPUs launch. That's okay. Just pick a different 4090 that you like the look of. I'm probably going to push the PSU up to 1200 watts as well. I just wasn't sure we'd be able to do a 4090, but look at that. Now, this is not including the assembly price, the same-day Pro assembly. With an AIO, that's going to be $249.99. It goes up from $150 to $250. But that's... Yeah, I don't always include that anyway. Let's change this to a 1200 watt. It's not much more from Seasonic. There it is. We're going up from $159 to $199. Now you have the Vertex GX 1200, 80 plus gold with a 12VH PWR connector native to it. And there's still some room for that build fee, except remember that if you'd go for the 9950X, I mean, you can go for the 9900X, and that'll probably be a couple $100 cheaper. You can do that, and it should be around the same price. But if you go for the 9950X, then it will go up by a little bit, or a lot of bit. It depends on what they eventually price it at. But there you go. There should be room for that if we're not including the price for assembly. Okay? King 95s include a mesh panel, right? Yes, they do. But if you're doing using the mesh panel on the King 95 and you don't have that bracket turned to have front intake, you're actually hurting your airflow. So only do that if you're going to have those two 140s, I guess, turned towards the front, because there's a swiveling panel that puts, anyways, it's a whole thing. If you're not actually going to use those fans on the front, don't put in the mesh panel, because then you're going to be letting air out of the front that's coming in from the sides. Was that confusing enough? I hope so. All right. Oh, meant to do that. Sorry about that. So Sam, here's what you need to do here, okay? 2 things. First off, I don't know if you were listening when I was talking about the Windows thing before. Have them install Windows for you, but not activate it, okay? You're going to want to choose Windows 11 at this point. I mean, there's no getting around it. And you can have them do Home or Pro, whichever you want, but don't have them activated. Tell them unactivated Windows 11 Home or Pro, please. Thank you. Whichever you choose. Now, afterwards, you can activate it very cheaply by going with my YouTube sponsor, VIP CDK Deals. It's like 20 to 25 bucks. I even have a coupon code that gives you an additional discount. And those are linked in the description of pretty much every System Integrator's weekly video. And it'll save you like $100 doing it that way. Now, the other thing I need you to do is I need you to, when you click on this link and go look at it, I need you to click on save, hover over save, and then click save this build, okay? And that's going to have you create a Micro Center account to save your build. Please do that. Because if I do another Micro Center build tonight or on Thursday, this is getting erased. Thanks, I missed that earlier. Oh, okay. Sorry, I came in a tail end of the conversation. That's okay. I came so close to buying one myself before I heard about the issues. Not even game try the 14700K at this point and go Ryzen 9. Yeah. I mean, I had some of those issues when I was on a 14700K. I was testing that out before I was sent the 14900K as an upgrade. And even that was having milder issues with exporting videos, but some weird stuff going on with Adobe Premiere Pro, which sucks because Intel has QuickSync, and that's supposed to be a big benefit for video editing. Well, not a big benefit, a solid benefit for video editing. But if you can't export your videos, who freaking cares? It's not much of a benefit at that point. You will lose the time you gained by using QuickSync. Anyway. But yeah, overall advice, anytime I do one of these Micro Center builds for one of you guys to go get from them, I do always recommend that you don't take my case selection here or recommendation as law. Like, just pick whatever case you actually like when you go there, because you can see them in person out of the box on the shelves and get a real feel for how they're going to look on your desk and not on your floor, because don't put your PC on the floor, okay? Please. I don't know why you do that. Okay. Even if there's not a lot of space on your desktop, you can always get a cart for it very cheaply on Amazon. The little thing that goes under it keeps it off the floor. All right. But Sam, let me know once you've saved the build, okay? Because I can't proceed with another Micro Center build until you do that. That was a sick build, though. That is a very capable build. All right, Juan Soto. It means it's your turn now, buddy. 11:27. It's probably gonna be the last build of the night. For anyone who submitted their form and is like, man, I'm not gonna get help in the first stream that I joined. It happens very frequently that way. If you're not here right at the beginning, it's unlikely that you're going to be getting help during that same stream, because there's people who are waiting from the last one. And that happens because people will leave and not come back until the next stream or whatever. But remember that this is, well, according to a lot of feedback I've gotten and also my own estimation, pretty good help you're getting, and you're also getting it for free. So good help for free ain't going to be fast. You can only choose 2 of those things. And having it be good and free means you have to be a little patient. Got it saved? Awesome. Glad to hear it. Let us know how it turns out. Share it in the Rigs channel of the Discord once you get it. I want to know how that goes. Man, I really want to get a coupon code with Micro Center, but I don't think they do that. It's just not a thing they do, I think. Which is unfortunate, because a lot of tech content creators get sponsored by them or promote them or whatever, and it's like, you know, give back, man, right? Like, help support what they do, because they're supporting what you do. But it's okay. If it's best for you guys, that's what I do. Juan Soto, are you here? Okay, I just checked in YouTube chat and it shows that you are still here. Okay, this is why I tell you guys, if you have to leave or you're going to be AFK for a while or anything like that, please let me know. So I'm not sitting here for 5 minutes trying to call out your name because it's your turn while other people are waiting. I'm fairly certain any of these 4 people here, these 4 lovely people here who have been waiting, would love to get their chance to get help right now, and instead we wait around. Rift, I don't know if you're still there, and while I still don't, I notice you still haven't submitted a form. I'm guessing you actually left because of that. It's just too much work for free help, right? For some people, I guess. But if you're going to go for that build, go for a 4070 Super. The difference in performance is tangible. It's very noticeable. That's 4070. That's a 4070 Super. Look at the difference between 4080 and 4080 Super, okay? So that's a big delta right there. Let's go back over here so I can say hi to you guys. Hi, guys. Okay, mission accomplished. Ah, man. So yes, by the way, for those of you who've been waiting for System Integrators Weekly to return, that is tomorrow. Video's coming out tomorrow. I know I've been excited about it returning because it's what gets views on my channel. But yeah, and this video tomorrow is focused on systems from many different SIs that feature the 7800X3D, because that's a CPU that, regardless of 9000 series coming out, it stays relevant, very much so. So to me, it was kind of the only sensible thing to do for SI Weekly. Looking at the calendar here, it's going to be difficult to say anything about like, oh, and then the Monday, like maybe next week we'll have another one, because like that's going to be like 8 or 9 days before the launch, or maybe 7 days. It's going to be rough to say like, yeah, let's recommend other stuff a week before new parts come out. So maybe we'll do something else for it, for a video, but I don't know, a special episode, something like that. How much monitors would you recommend using? Do you mean like the number of monitors? That's a personal preference. If you need more than one, however many you want. That's an interesting question. It's like, it's going to be up to every individual person with how many they want. I personally have essentially 4 monitors right now, because right now I'm looking at the Elgato prompter, which can work as an entire monitor too. And my camera is right behind it. So I'm looking myself in the eyes right now when I do this, which makes this kind of interaction so much more natural. But then I have a 4K monitor in the center and 2 1080p monitors, 27-inch 1080p monitors in vertical. I don't care that they're 1080p or what, even though it is 27-inch, which means not very many dots per not many dots per inch or whatever. That's DPI, pixels per whatever that measurement is. They work for having chat right here, having OBS over there, having just different things while I'm streaming. I also technically have a 5th monitor, which is a 55-inch TV on the wall over there that I run when I'm doing unboxing streams. Because one of my favorite things about the Elgato prompter is it does not require HDMI. It just uses USB-C and the Elgato software to become a monitor. It's great. But there is a video I'm going to be working on here that is going to showcase my setup and a big change that I'm going to be making to it to try and simplify it a bit. And it will likely be the return, if I format it this way, it will likely mean the return of a series that I think people think I forgot about, but I just didn't have good content for it for a while. That's Battle Station on a Budget. Because going from an interface that's $900 or so to one that is much, much cheaper than that for my audio is going to be It's a budget thing. It helps with that too. I'm just kind of tired of the Rodecaster Pro 2. It's more than I need in terms of how many microphones it can run, but also the smart pads or touch pads are not smart. They're too sensitive. It doesn't have virtual audio channels. It doesn't let you install VSTs or run VSTs for your own effects. It just has whatever's already built into it. It's annoying. It's served its purpose, but I want to try something more sleek and more simplified. Okay, Juan Soto not showing up, not speaking out that they're here. So I guess I'll start calling out to the other 4 people who submitted forms today, and we'll do one more build. Josh Roosevelt. No problem. Luisi, you might want to stick around, because if Josh doesn't respond and Lone Star Texan doesn't respond, then you're next. Okay? And that's going to be another Micro Center build. But it's going to be a good one, because I get to challenge myself a little bit more, and I like that. Josh Roosevelt. Actually, I can just check if you're in chat real quick. Yeah, it shows you are still in YouTube chat. You know,
Good evening, Lord Braithorn. I finally made it.
Good evening, Lord Braithorn. Gary Lee Laster, how's it going, buddy? Welcome. Glad to have you here. I need to have that set up to where it like turns down the music or something. Was that loud enough for you guys? Just curious. But I'm glad to have you here. Thank you for that. Ross Aiden, welcome. How's it going? All right. Josh, not responding. Again, I appreciate y'all for lurking. If like I'm helping somebody else and you're like, oh, I'm going to go do other stuff while my turn comes up. It was loud enough? Awesome. To Rogers, what's up? All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. It was nice. Okay. But the thing is, when I have to sit here and just be like calling out names, it's time wasted. Lone Star Texan. Lone Star. Schwartz is in you, Lone Star. It's in you. Volume's fine. Glad to hear it. Lone Star Texan. Thanks again. It's feeling a bit lost of CPE choices. Yo, thank you for the 500 biddies. Whippy Sam. Much appreciated. I don't know why it cut off your chat over here, though, but it just says thanks again. I was feeling a bit lost with choices. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. And I hope you like the build. All right, Lone Star Texan is going to be our last build of the night. There we go. Let's do this. Okay, so we're doing one that's for gaming and pro gaming / esports. Easy enough. And you're interested in NZXT. I should be showing the screen. Now, I should ask, what in particular makes you interested in NZXT for an SI? No, I know, Gary, I checked that myself by doing @ I put @ and I start typing the name. It'll show me if they're in chat. But if they don't respond, I'm not going to sit around waiting for 20 minutes. I give a few minutes, and then I got to move on. Bueller. Next stream's on Thursday. That's correct. And Sam, again, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate that very much. Huh. Twitch chat is doing the same thing that YouTube chat does now, where it puts that at the top of the chat there. That's cool. Okay. So you're looking for 4K gaming and pro gaming / esports. I will say for pro gaming / esports, you don't usually use a 4K monitor for that because you're sacrificing frame rate for resolution. Generally, that's the opposite direction most people go in. But you can have a 1080p gaming monitor and still have the capability of 4K, especially with a $2,500 budget. That should be within reach. But going well. Currently in the process of buying all parts you recommended for me. Already bought the CPU. Okay, cool. All right. Nice. Congrats on that. Frost Aiden, I will say this. I would have done that in the opposite order and done the CPU last, because in 2 weeks is when the new ones launch. So if it's something where you can like cancel that and get a return on that and use that money on other components, then you can wait around for 9000 series in 15 days. So if that's possible, I would do that. If it's not possible, that's okay. It's still going to run well. It's still going to do the job. I was just recommended it. Okay. Look, not hating on NZXT. All right. They're a fantastic company. They make amazing. Your case game has really gone through the roof lately. Their coolers are super solid and reliable. Some of the things they do in their pre-builts, I'm not a big fan of. So, really, we're just looking to get the highest. We're looking at the best performance in gaming that we can for $2,500, right? Okay. Black system. All right. So now, because you said pro gaming / esports, I'm going to assume you don't care a lot about ray tracing. Would I be accurate in saying that? Micro? What do you mean do micro? What, Micro Center? You said no. When asked if you live near a Micro Center, you said no. I bought the CPU because $100 up at the time, so it's kind of a rush to get that one. They're going to be on sale after 9000 series comes out anyway, because they're not going to be the newest thing anymore from AMD. That has been a consistent part of my message as well. It's funny. That's the one part I would have said, I'll get that last. Because the new ones will work on the same motherboard. You can get the same motherboard. In fact, the 800 series or the X870 motherboards aren't coming out until September anyway. I'm interested in 4 Bray. You can't just put Bray on everything, Crash. How are you going to do that? 60 miles away. Houston or Dallas? You got to let me know which one it is. There's 2 in Texas. There are some good options out there if you just want to get it pre-built and get that shipped to you. But, I mean, that's about an hour away, so I guess you can, Crash. I guess I don't see why not. Too soon, guys. Too soon, Igor. I wish that would stop all my audio, too. That'd be great. Dallas, all right. So we're doing another, so I'm going to go ahead and put yes here. We're doing another Micro Center build, everybody. Wow. There's a lot of Micro Center builds tonight. That's most of them are Micro Center builds tonight. All righty. So, okay, Sam got their build saved. So we can go to Dallas, Texas here and start a new build. The foot of wire loom for my PSU cables, that's going to have to do with what case you have. Like if you're trying to get custom cables made, you'd have to have the case and measure it out. I have no idea. Sorry, Virtue. I wish I had a helpful answer for you there, but I don't. Okay, so we're just doing gaming. We can totally do a bundle here. Now, here's the thing. We're going to go 7800X 3D, and that should be totally fine, especially because we're going to get great pricing on that, and the performance is going to be very close to, like, the 9700X. So, which is what, if we weren't going 7800X 3D, pretty much what I would recommend. Wait, DDR550, 48 gigs, DDR550 200. That's weird. That's a weird bundle. Here we go. So, interestingly enough, wait, our budget is 2,500. We don't really need to go with this. It's probably better to go with one without the GPU and go that route. 7900X is really nice, but there's only one in stock there. So yeah, we're gonna go of that model. So we're gonna skip that. We'll go with this combo right here. Still saves you about a couple $100. Just to verify that real quick, it'll tell us how much exactly right here. It is $199.98 off. So yes, $200. And it's a 7800X 3D B650E tough gaming motherboard from ASUS, and G-Skill Flare X5. The Flare right there instead of Ripjaws says that it means that it has Expo instead of just XMP. So you have Expo profile just for AMD right there. Okay. Now, so what I was saying was, Lone Star, was that if you're doing pro gaming / esports, I was saying you probably don't care too much about ray tracing, right? So we can go with an AMD GPU, which can still do ray tracing, but like it's not going to keep up necessarily with like a 4080 Super if you go with a 7900X TX, that kind of thing. But in pure rasterized performance, say at 4K, which is what you listed as the resolution you want to go with, 7900X TX beats the 4080 Super for less money in pure performance without taking ray tracing into consideration. That's my recommendation, but you can choose any GPU you like. Because you can probably, in $2,500, you can't do a 4090 or anything, but a 4080 Super maybe? Yeah, probably. Yes, definitely. But you'll save some using a 7900X TX. Save a little bit of money there. This is not running well. What is going on here? All right, we're reloading the page. All I've done is a bundle and then looking at a couple GPUs. Is your site down for maintenance or something? What the heck? My internet's fine. Bitrate is still going. Everything's good there. Yeah, look at that. It's the Micro Center site that's taking forever. Okay, cool, good. All right. You okay, Micro Center? You okay? Feeling a little slow there? Lone Star Texan, just making sure you're cool with all the stuff I was saying just now. You good with that? Good with going with an AMD Radeon card? Get more performance per dollar, all that? Okay, cool. Why am I doing it like this? This is going to take forever. Well, we can at least kind of look through them here. Got the speeds from Merc right there, 869. Okay, here we go. Only AMD. Okay, they have, if you don't mind the aesthetic, they do have the new Mercury Magnetic Air, which is their new GPU that has the XFX's new GPU that has the removable fans, like for replacing them if they go bad or anything like that. I love this card. I want one of these, but that doesn't mean you need to like it. So, it's particularly because they have that black and red aesthetic, which is very AMD when you think about it. But this thing, you can easily swap out the fans for repairs and things like that. But that's what it looks like. Are you cool with this? I mean, I think it's sick, but I'm not you, you're not me, so you might have a different opinion. I'll select it for now, but we can change it later. And that is a 7900 XTX. That's this guy right here. Right there. The top of the line AMD Radeon GPU. Only thing faster than this is a 4090. That costs about double the price. That's cool? All right, cool. Just think about it. You can buy 2 of these for the price of a 4090. And they're right here. In 4K, it's a difference of 20 FPS for half the price. You see what I'm getting? 25 FPS, excuse me, for half the price. It's kind of crazy. I do too. I really know. Well, the website should be back up by now. I mean, it's working for me. 2 terabyte M.2 drive, Inland Performance Plus, great longevity, great performance, great choice right there. Let's grab our PSU. We can go 1,000 or we can go 1,200 to have extra overhead, but I think 1,000 should be enough for this. Focus V3 or Vertex? Do we have the Vertex? Let's just choose Seasonic and find out. There's only one. Okay, and it's just this one, but they have a lot of them. So this is good. This is fine. Do you have a PC I can buy that you are selling? If I'm going to sell a PC, it's going to be local. In Texas, basically. I don't want to ship a PC. It's too much risk. And saying local in Texas could mean many different things. Like, Texas is way too massive. I actually, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Okay. You can see we're still doing great on the budget here. And now we got to pick a case. So, Lone Star Texan, let's talk about the case. Is there a particular kind of aesthetic that you like? Do you like sort of panoramic view cases? Do you like front glass, side glass, that kind of style? Or do you just care about performance? Do you want a lot of RGB or do you not care about RGB? Give me some opinions here. Let me know what you think. But my recommendation is generally going to be, well, no, because you have to drive an hour to get there. I guess it would be helpful to be able to buy it and know that in like 4 hours or so, it'll be ready for you. Texas is almost like its own Australia. We're larger than the entire country of France here in Texas. It's pretty crazy. Let me do something real quick. I'm going to come over here to do it. Give me a second. Okay, I'll need to look for where that is. I'll find it later. Tommy Snaps. Yeah, I've been recommending, it's 15 days to launch. I've been recommending people wait for that. Deals might be even better at that point. Is it a bit of a risk? Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say, but that's basically what I've been thinking and recommending to people. Okay. Performance first. Okay. Landcool 216 should do the job. If you want a bigger case with more room for stuff like storage, things like that, Landcool 3. I'd say Landcool 216 would do the job. 360mm AIO in there, good to go. And we'll go with the Lee & Lee one to keep the brand all the same. Liquid cooling, here we go. You'll notice that the build price, the build fee goes up by $100 when we choose this. Choose an AIO over air cooling, but that's just because they have very delicate hands over there, I guess, and it's hard to screw in a few extra screws to mount the radiator. Oh my goodness. That's terrible. Let's get you another 120mm fan for the back of the case. Why not? It has one, but it's just a black fan. It doesn't match the RGB of the rest of the case. Let's just go ahead and do that. 120mm SL Infinity. That's reverse. We don't want that. There it is. They should know that you intend for that to replace the rear fan on there. Okay. If they have any questions about it, that's all it is. We're actually under budget still. I can add more storage if you want, but like this is a maxed out AMD, all AMD system. With a 7900 XTX, a 7800 X3D, 1982. But you do need to put in the same day pro assembly fee. That makes it $2232. And if you get the 3-year system protection, which I would recommend, that means if you have any issues with your PC, you can pop it into your car, strap it down, of course, and put a seatbelt on it, whatever, and drive it 1 hour. Yes, you drive it an hour to take it to Micro Center, and that's a pain in the butt. However, it's much better than having to ship it to an SI and wait a couple of weeks for it to get fixed and sent back to you, and then risking damage in shipping, okay? So I would select both of those, and guess where we're at on price? $2482 before tax. And your budget was $2,500. Not too shabby. Now, a thing that I mentioned with every Micro Center build, and you've probably heard me say this a bunch, if you already know the Windows thing, please cut me off here and let me know. But instead of spending a full $120 to $200, depending on which one you get, for Windows, just ask them to install Windows 11, either Home or Pro, whichever one, and not activate it. Okay? Hey, please install Windows 11 Home, but don't activate it. And then you go to my YouTube sponsor, VIP CDK Deals, and get a matching OEM key or license for Windows for a fraction of that, like 20 bucks. Okay? Links are in my SI weekly videos. One of those is going up tomorrow. Caradra's 4 terabyte, yeah, but like it's just a gaming PC for one thing. Storage is super easy to add, and I would rather have warranty on there. Plus, if we're able to include the Pro Assembly in the budget, why not? Whenever the budget part comes up on the form, there's nothing in there explicitly stating, "Hey, for Micro Center builds, don't include the build fee." No, I don't have that in there by default. Sometimes I have to be like, "Yeah, we can't include the build fee on this budget." But yeah, that fully utilizes the full budget, and there's nothing extra to spend other than taxes. I guess there's even budget in here for you to get some cable extensions and make it look a little nicer in there. Let's see real quick. Why not? It's right there. Cable extensions. Let's see. Well, this is just the cables section, so... let's see. Hey, you can get some black ones here for $29.99. Now, is that going to really be that visible in a black case, in a black build? Probably not. But, you know, you can choose the blue, or I would say probably for Andy, go with the black and red. This right here would match the colorway of your power, of your GPU. I'd go with this one. I'll put it in there. You can remove it if you want. This is going to get the budget to right around $2,500 plus or minus a couple bucks. Wait. Oh, yeah. $2,262. And then you add the 3-year system protection. And you're going to have to add that yourself, it looks like. It's not keeping it. Well, $2,542. How did that... What happened? How did it get... Is it because of the cable extensions? This was $250. Now it's $279. All right. Don't get cable extensions from them. Just do them yourself, apparently. That's why it removed that selection, because this changed the price of the warranty. Really? Micro Center, you don't trust your own inland cable extenders? Okay. Yeah, now it's $250 again. Interesting. All right, here's your build. I'm going to send you a link to that. Just once you've clicked on this, you know what you need to do. All right, you just go in to save this build, create your Micro Center account. This is the last build of the night, so you don't have to do it this second. But essentially, if I do another Micro Center build on Thursday, I'm erasing this. I have to. But there you go. Maybe it broke the 2250 level, caused the protection price to go up. I imagine it could be that, or it could be the fact that they are cable extensions and it creates multiple additional potential points of failure. Maybe, why not? But that's a little bit weird. Give me just a second, guys. I don't know why I did it that way, but yeah, that's what I did. Sorry. Let's see here. Oh, okay. That'll be fun. So, here's what I want to do. This is someone who is a one of the Super Metroid speedrunner and rando people I watch. This is Emmett, and Emmett was actually here. I'll go back to the screen here so you can see. Emmett was actually part of the SGDQ Super Metroid Any % race. And that was such a good race, man. That was such a good moment. So I would like, it would be my first time raiding them. We're going to go ahead and drop a raid over there. I hope you guys are willing to come along with me for the ride. And let's just, you know what? They're doing a ROM hack right now. Which one is this? Why faster? Let's bring some enthusiasm to it. Not Emmett from the Lego movie. No, not quite. Saved it. Cool. All right, Lone Star. Anyone who wants to be part of this, please come and join us on Twitch. We're going to be dropping a raid to one of the Super Metroid speedrunners I watch, and this should be fun. It's really my first time interacting with them, so I would like, because there's a lot of streams that I watch in the background while I'm doing other stuff, like here working on the studio or whatever. So I'm really not active in chat. But let's go do that, and I'm not subscribed to it, but maybe we'll do that. And you know the mission, should you choose to accept it every time you raid, even if you need to leave, which is totally fine, say one nice thing to the streamer, or just say something to the streamer. And no, I'm not being literal with that, Igor. Don't say one nice thing, literally. Just, something nice, or, say Bray Raid or something like that. But let's go do that, guys. And Miguel the Gamer, thank you. You have a good evening as well. And I will see you guys on Thursday. But tomorrow... I don't know what that was about. But, okay, you're laughing at what I said, Igor. I had to see who was sending that. But let's go and hang out, watch some Super Metroid ROM hack gameplay. And of course, thank you guys so much for hanging out. It means the world to me. And let's do that. I'll see y'all tomorrow for the video and then Thursday for the stream. Until then, take care.
Let's go, nerds!